solid when they not around. I've been winning, I've been hustling, and I stayed on top. Came from nothing, now the whole world watch. I don't fold, I don't break, I don't stop. Every move I make turn straight to stop. Had to grind through the rain and the drought. Now my name ring bells in the crowd. I've been up, I ain't coming back down. When you build like me, you don't drown. Yo. Pressure on my back, but I walk like a king. Had to learn how to boss up, not just dream. They would sleep on the kid. Now they blink, every loss made my vision more clean. I don't talk, I just let it unfold. Silence that's not allowed to go. Every mile I walk was cold. Now the ice in my watch too bold. I don't chase, sidetrack. Everything I need come back. Real ones only in my pack. No fake love in my lap. I've been winning, I've been hustling, and I stayed on top. Came from nothing, now the whole world watch. I don't fold, I don't break, I don't stop. Every move I make turn straight to stop. Had to grind through the rain and the drought. Now my name ring bells in the crowd. I've been up, I ain't coming back down. When you build like me, you don't drown. Yo, they respect how I move, I'm precise. I ain't gamble with life, I roll dice. On myself every time, that's right. Now my future's shining too bright. No revenge, I just level up. When they doubt me, I double up. I ain't rushing, I'm setting pace. Now they follow my footsteps, trace. Ooh, I remember the days when ain't nothing but faith. Now I'm breaking the chains, and I'm keeping my place. I've been winning, I've been hustling, then I stayed on top. Came from nothing, now the whole world watch. I don't fold, I don't break, I don't stop. Every move I make turn straight to stop. Had to grind through the rain and the drought. Now my name ring bells in the crowd. I've been up, I ain't coming back down. When you built like me, you don't drown. Yeah, top floor, no ceiling. Still hungry even when I'm eating.
Hey, what it do? Up at it early in the morning. Why so? What's going down? I already dropped the link. Y'all can pull straight up, man. We're not even going to wait for it. I got clients coming in about 2 hours. I have a full productive day. You know, I got to get to the money. So, we're going to get to the money this morning We're going to get to the money this morning on YouTube. Then we're going to get to the money in real life. Hey, the link is already dropped. If you want to pull up, make sure you like the stream, share the stream. God dang. Yeah, man. Yeah, we up and early at it this morning, Keon. So, we're going to talk about 1 million people from the south side of ATL. What it do? You know what I mean? If you don't go on, throw it up. Hey, yeah. All right, 1 million people in line for the Kanye tickets, right? But we don't own those stores. I'm talking about collectively, as a group. As black people. Kanye said he just popped up out the blue. I'm talking about just randomly say, you know what? I'm going to do a concert. And he has 1 million people in the queue waiting to buy tickets. That's insane to me. Early bird catching the worm. What up? I already dropped the link. If you want to pull up, go ahead and pull up. Y'all, we got to talk about this, man. And when the times I could bring y'all content, I really want to be on a more serious note, right? I know I like the relationship talk, stuff like that, but I'm very a serious guy, right? And I like really, really talking about things that really matter. And so I'm going to try to start doing early morning subjects. But again, y'all, remember, when I come do these shows, I need y'all to either become a member of the platform. That means you're contributing monthly, hit the Cash App or the Super Chat to support me for my time, because I'm going to give y'all some great content. So, I'm a machine in real life. Working now, but if I can't later. Yeah, I'll probably be on for a few hours. I got clients coming. I know I have a home gym. So I have clients coming to work out, train, all of the above. So, my hourly wage is very lucrative. Let me just say that. what I get paid hourly. I could train 2 clients and be done for the day. You know what I'm talking about? That's 2 hours a day. So, But hey, we here on this YouTube, man. We grind on YouTube. We trying to make, hey, I'm a money maker, man. That's what I do. I get to the money, man. But it's all about my kids, man. Setting up a legacy for my kids. But again, real quick, who gonna pull up, man? I already dropped the link in the chat. Let me drop it again. And so again, Kanye West is out the blue, woke up randomly one morning and said, you know what? I'm gonna do a concert. And this man has 1 million people in the queue waiting. And so somebody did the numbers. And when they did the numbers, it equaled up to $430 million, y'all. Chat. $430 million. So black people, I'm holding us accountable. Let me just be straight up. I'm on our heads. I'm talking about us today, this morning. If Kanye West can wake up and randomly say, I'm going to have a concert, 1 million people is waiting to buy tickets. 1 million people. And somebody did the numbers, y'all. That's just 1 million people. It's possibly could be more than 1 million people want to buy tickets. But we're going to keep it at, we're going to cap the scenario at $1 million. I mean, at 1 million people. And they did the numbers. It equals $430 million. But we, as a collective, we can come together for a concert and spend $430 million. But we sit up here and complain about the man. We make every excuse not to own gas stations. We make every excuse not to own grocery stores. We make every excuse not to build our own. Somebody help me out. How long does the average, and I got the numbers right here. We're going to break all the numbers down in a minute. I just need y'all to be patient. I need y'all to be patient. No, I sleep. I always sleep. But don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. But again, I'm a machine in real life, right? When I work out, when I'm making love to whoever I'm dealing with. Let's just go there. Creative. God is good. But again, right? I'm being serious. I know I like to joke and have fun, but I want to be serious too. Make sure y'all like the stream. Make sure y'all share the stream. Let me say it again. Like the goddamn video, share the video, and when we get done with the video, go hype the video. So I'm asking y'all, how long does the average concert last? I need the chat to respond. I'm waiting on the chat. Somebody help me out. How long does the average concert last? I'm going to sit here and wait till I see you Negroes start responding. I swear to God. Yeah, a clone. I don't care about you being a clone. We're talking about the numbers today. We're talking about the black community this morning. That's what we on. Do you have your water? And this is not Aquafina. I actually put this water in here. I have filter water in my kitchen, and I put this in here. So I just poured it in here because I'm in, and I got my hot cacao with some organic pomegranate juice, a splash of organic pomegranate juice. And this right here, this combination right here helps with oxidative stress that we put on the body every day. Not only it helps with blood flow. So for all the men that want to please their lady, we're talking about blood flow. All right, so Sky said Ye sets a 2 hour max. Did y'all just hear that? And I didn't even, hey, thank you for that detail, Sky. Sky High said Kanye West sets a 2 hour max. So you mean to tell me that this man can throw a concert, 1 million people in the queue, it totals up to $430 million, And we're talking about for a 2-hour max show. So we can come together collectively and spend $430 million in a span of 2 hours. That's crazy, y'all. Black people are the true chosen ones, not the, you know what? That's not what we're talking about right now. Respectfully. You know, I rock with you, but that ain't what we're talking about right now. Let's talk about these numbers. And let's talk about how we complain about them people. See, look. See, when you talking about real stuff, I still have 1,000 people watching right now, literally. With this topic that I'm talking about right now, I still have 1,000 people watching, literally. See, when I talk about the drama and when I talk about the nonsense, guess what? Numbers sky high. Now I want to talk about something that's very beneficial to our community and show us how we can really win in real life and show and talk about the things that truly matter. Guess what? But it's all good. I'm gonna keep my foot on in there. Trey, because those numbers are part of the Illuminati numerology. No, it's not. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Those numbers are not a part of the Illuminati. Those are factual numbers. This is crazy. This is insane. We're talking about how we can build our own grocery stores, how we can build our own gas stations, and how we can build our own hospitals and have our money circulating amongst each other as a collective group. That's what I'm talking about right now. Hey, Brother Nims, that has nothing to do with it. We can go right now. I can screen share people watching all over YouTube. Hey, Will Sinclair, what to do? I could go screen share people watching all over YouTube, and these people are already with 2, 3, 4, 500 people in their chat right now. I can show it to you. And I'm not complaining. I'm just being real, though. I'm just showing you the hypocrisy of how if I was to have a conversation about relationships or any type of drama, the number's going to be high. But when we start talking about things that matter about our community, guess what? We don't support. And I don't care because I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm just showing you the issues. I can prove that all on earth stage events inside a computer simulation, it is a curse to born spiritual enlightenment. What does it have to do with me spending my money for a goddamn Kanye West concert, fam? Like, let's be real. Hey, Sleepy Lounge Talk, what to do? Let's talk about it right now. Kanye West said, I'm having a concert. Hey, listen, 1 million people are waiting in line to buy tickets. When we did the numbers, it came, you must got some rest last night. No, I went to bed like 2, 3 in the morning. And I got a full day. So you're saying right now, if you started talking to the drama, the numbers would rise? It doesn't matter. Brother Neil, respectful. It doesn't even matter. I'm just keeping it real, man. I see it all the time. All right, let's be real. Creative, I understand that. I'm just keeping it gangster right now. I don't care about, I don't care. Listen, as long as I get the message across to 1 or 2 people, that's all that matters. I don't even care if I'm being honest with you. I'm just pointing out how our people don't value the right things. Creative, you're not like where we going with this? I understand how people value different things, but as a whole, as a collective, we don't value the right things. That's why I'm doing this goddamn stream, Creative. It's always going to be us versus ourselves and our priorities. All right, so let's talk about these numbers, y'all. So, okay, question to the chat then. Since y'all want to be petty, I'm gonna be petty with y'all. I'm gonna entertain y'all. Since y'all want to sit up here with these erroneous comments. How many days does the black dollar circulate in the black community? That's what I want to know. Somebody answer that question. How many days does the black dollar circulate in the black community? I'm waiting. How many days does the black dollar circulate in the black community? Wilker Sinclair said 12 hours, y'all. Tim said no days. And y'all don't see a problem with that? A few hours, maybe. Y'all, this is crazy. And y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Hey, Louise, listen. He said, without seeing the bigger picture, people are not able to comprehend what is going on in the world. Guess what? We can change what's going on in the world. That's a fact. But y'all got to understand it starts with this and what we appropriated. It starts with where we appropriate our funds. We can reverse this whole thing. But you know the crazy part? Time is running out. But to prove to y'all that we still have time, Kanye West had 1,000 people waiting to buy tickets, and it equated to $430 million. Black community, no hospitals. Black community, no grocery stores. Black community, no gas stations. Because every time you go to the gas station, it's Habib them. Hey, brother Nims, I got you. Just listen. I'm going to complain about the problem, but I'm going to give y'all the numbers, right? We're going to figure this thing out. We don't own enough businesses that have things we need, food, equal, and resources. You're right, creative. But the crazy part is we have the resources to do it. Y'all think about what Craig just said. Craig said we don't own enough businesses that have things we need. Let me ask y'all, why? My question to the chat is why, y'all? Somebody tell me why. Somebody tell me why. Tim said no one has interest to do it. Hand clap. Y'all, it's going to boil down to our priorities. My boy Placido said financial illiteracy. I'm going to read y'all these numbers in a minute, though. Just give me a minute. We vibing right now. I'm going to read y'all these goddamn numbers in a minute. The numbers, listen, the fact that 1 million people want to go to a Kanye West concert for a few hours lets me know that we as a people have no excuses. Would y'all agree or disagree? The fact that 1 million people are waiting to buy Kanye West concerts tickets proves to me that we have the resources to build our own. Do you agree or disagree? That's what I want to know. Hey, Angel, how you doing? Black men got to be black pill, period. Hey, Dollar Washington, elaborate that for me. I'm not understanding what you're saying. We sell out, monopolies take over. If great value can make an off-brand items, we can do the same if we call to do so. Creative. Thank you. Creative. Talk about it now. Sky High says it's also a testament to how you can leverage the value that you bring into the world. That's a fact, Sky High. What we know, you back at it, bro? Yeah, we back at it. JT, you need to pull up, man. I don't know if you can, but you know what I'm talking about. We talking about a real conversation right now. I don't know what you're looking like, but do some research into 3-Eye Atlas, please, and wake up people. Aliens are heading to Earth, regardless of media hide the truth. This object coming to Earth should be the only topic. So that should be the only topic right now. Man, this is insane to me, y'all. All right, y'all, let's go over the numbers. No, I got you. I got you, JT. Y'all, let's go over the numbers. I ain't just started laughing. Listen, I'm respectfully, my brother. I'm not talking about no aliens right now. Because you know what? My goddamn kids got to eat. My goddamn kids got to eat right now. My kids not thinking about no aliens, respectfully. So if you say aliens, if you talking about aliens are headed to the Earth, cool. We'll deal with them niggas when they get here. Okay. Right now, my kids got to eat. I'm sorry, respectfully. Okay. So I'm just keeping it real with you. My kids got to eat right now. Hey, brother, I'm keeping it real. All right, so let's talk about these numbers, y'all. So again, for y'all just coming in the chat, Kanye West say he's doing a concert. 1 million people are in the queue waiting to buy tickets. And it equated to, when somebody did the numbers, to $430 million. And we, just like we said, the black dollar only circulates hours in our community. Not only that, we don't own our grocery stores, we don't own our gas stations, we don't own our hospitals, and we're not trying to create a food resource for our own people. Like Creative just said, we have literally black people alone, not by alone, but you know, we patronize, right? Great value. Great value. See, Walmart got smart. Okay. We got people coming in our grocery store. Let's just put our brand on top, you know, on the product and make it super cheap. And we're going to put it in the lower income communities. And we're going to get rich. We're going to corner the market because people like cheap. Cheap is not always the best, though, if we're going to be honest. But again, I'm asking y'all, before I get into the numbers, do y'all believe that we can own our own grocery stores, hospitals, and gas stations? Let's just deal with those three entities. Because I believe those are three necessities we need in the black community. Do y'all agree that we have the spending power to own those three entities? That's my question. Champ Talk, what it do, man? It's crazy because they don't know Walmart's in the hood, though. I agree. Okay. JT said he agree. The problem is who will promote our brands. Black people are less than 50% of the population. Our spending power is our ultimate power. Our power is influence. It doesn't matter. Listen, we can support our own brand. But an M said no, crabs. So you're talking about it comes down to the mentality. But an M said it comes down to the mentality. That's basically what he's saying. The mentality is keeping us broke. Is that what you said? JT said I agree, but Nim said no. Because of the crab and the bucket mentality. I say we can do it. If 1 million people can put their money together to go to a Kanye West concert, we can put our money together to own our own grocery stores, our own gas stations, and our own hospitals. Period. Private Pookie say we sell our brands to the man. Our brands never remain ours. All right, so y'all, let's do these numbers real quick. If 1 million people, hold on, no, I don't want to do that yet. I'm tripping. I don't want to go there. My bad, y'all. Hold on, no. I don't want to do that yet. Hold on. I'm on the wrong thing. Give me 1 second. I was about to read the wrong thing. All right, here we go. Let me see. Where we at? All right, hold on. Let me get back to these numbers. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. All right, I am tired, but I'm going to keep grinding. All right, y'all, so let's break down what 430 million could realistically build in 3 areas: grocery stores, gas stations, and hospitals. So remember, we're using Kanye West hosting a concert that's going to only last a few hours, right? He got 1 million people want to buy concert tickets. It's going to last a few hours. It came out to $430 million. So we're going to take that $430 million and break it down to what we can, what 430 million can build in the Black community using grocery stores, gas stations, and hospitals. All right, so grocery stores, y'all. I'm just going to read this. The average cost to open a grocery store in a small neighborhood store is $500K to $1.5 million. A medium supermarket, $3 to $10 million. Well, 430 million could build if we use an average of $3 million per store, right? So 430 million divided by 3 million, that's 143 stores. With the amount of money Kanye West is going to generate in a concert that's going to last a few hours, it equals to 143 grocery stores, man. What are we talking about? Let me turn this goddamn thing up. Somebody make that make sense. Okay. That means 140 plus grocery stores in the Black communities, each employing 30 to 70 workers, fresh food access in areas with food deserts. Yeah, fully stocked grocery stores. Yes. Fully stocked. Yes. I'm reading the numbers. I got the numbers down right here. All right. Fresh food access in areas with food deserts. Millions of dollars circulating locally every year. Now let's deal with the economic impact. A single grocery store can generate 5 to 30 million annually in revenue. Multiply that across 140 stores, and you're talking billions in yearly economic flow. That's just in the Black community alone. Somebody make it make sense. But what we would have to do is come together collectively, like we did when Kanye West put up that he was having his concert, and say, you know what, we're only going to patronize our own communities. We're only going to patronize our own businesses. Okay, so y'all watch this. Creative Solutions said, spending power in acquiring a business strategy is not the same correlation. Creative, you think I hadn't did the research on that either, man? Be patient, okay? But I disagree with you as well. I disagree with you as well, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Right? Oh, yeah, hold on. I got to take this phone call, y'all. Give me 1 second. Hey, what's going on, family? I'm going to just pay out of pocket, okay? I don't care. I don't need the insurance, but just reach out to her and tell her, hey, the insurance, run the insurance. If the insurance doesn't work, I'm going to just pay for it out of pocket because I want to use you and you only, because you have way more credentials and I already know, your background and your work, right? So that's just what it is. I don't care. I'll pay out of pocket. I don't care. Like, I want to use you. That's what it is. I ain't got time for all the extra. So I'm gonna text you the days and just let me know what day, and I'm just gonna pay out of pocket. And if you want to do the other stuff we talked about on the background between me and you, that's on you. But if not, I'll just pay the full price. I don't care, because right now it's a lot of games being played, and I don't have time for it. So just respond. Just respond. See if the insurance goes through. If the insurance doesn't go through, I don't care. I don't want to use the insurance. I'm gonna pay out of pocket. I'll pay full price. I don't care. And make sure you communicate that with her and get that in writing. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. So I'll text you some dates before the end of the day over, and we'll do our first session. Do your assessment based on your expertise. Let me know how many sessions he need a month, and we're gonna run it out of pocket if the insurance doesn't go through. All right, fam. Yeah. No, I unmuted on purpose because it's a lot of nonsense going on in my personal life, which y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, listen, we're gonna get the job done. So I did unmute on purpose. And it's about some of my personal business, but y'all don't know what it's about. But at the end of the day, If we don't want to use insurance, we just gonna pay out of pocket. What we got to do? We got to get to it. Now, back to the subject at hand. Now, we already did grocery store. Now we're gonna talk about gas station. And I wish you could hit the link Creative Solutions so we can have that conversation about spending power and all that. Oh, she just hit the goddamn link. There she go. I was waiting on you. Hey, Creative.
Hey Trey, I'm like, let me entertain Trey this morning
Please
for a
do.
little
Yeah, I
bit.
want to entertain. I want you to entertain me. All right, now we're gonna do gas stations real quick. All right. So the average cost to build landscape, construction, pumps, and inventory on gas stations is 2 to 5 million per station, right? Well, 430 million could build using the 3 million average cost is 430 million divided by 3 million is 143 gas stations, right? 143 gas stations. Now, each gas station could include convenience stores, food franchise, car wash, and an ATM revenue. Economic impact. The average gas station revenue will end up being 3 million. So you'll make your money back in a year, right? 3 to 8 million per year, multiply across 140 gas stations. That's hundreds of million in annual circulation. Now, how often are we going to the grocery stores? And how often are we going to the gas station? Creative.
Very frequent, very.
Very frequent, right? Every day for the
Yes.
most part.
Mm-hmm.
So if we say, we only going to patronize our black-owned gas stations and our black-owned grocery stores, that's going to keep the money circulating in our community, correct?
Correct.
Right? So if we have the money where we can generate $430 million in a span of a few hours because Kanye West said, I'm having a concert. So you mean to tell me that we don't have the resources to actually build our own gas stations and our own grocery stores?
So we have the spending power. But what I'm saying is you talking about putting together a whole business strategy
Uh-huh.
is only like one or two people, maybe like five people if they get together and they put all their resources together. But the thing is, I think we have seen a lot of stuff, like a lot of crazy stuff that happen online where people be like, yeah, I'm for the people. We putting our resources together. We doing this. And then they be trying to scam you on the back end.
Okay, so what does that have to do with the numbers that I just presented? What does that have to do respectfully with the fact that Kanye West, once he opens up the ticket sales, that he will literally generate $430 million in a few hours? And again,
Okay, so
that's it.
listen.
Hold
So
on.
I'm gonna just say that. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Creative, that's in a span of a few hours, friend. Listen what I'm saying. So
I understand what you.
if we can do it for a concert,
Uh-huh.
why can't we do it for our own grocery stores and our own gas stations?
We could. I've seen it happen here. So I'm in California, and I
Okay.
seen like a black lady, she opened up a Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
and she had booming business just because she was black, and she promoted it all over our black side of California webpage. And
Okay.
she had revenue booming for like a good like 1 to 2 months because it was like a first black owned store. And certain parts of California is only about like what 10 or 15% black out here. Unless you go to LA, then it's a little bit more, but it's not as much as on the East Coast. So I feel like we have influence. Influence is number one. We can use that to our advantage. And people don't
100%.
understand that. Like we go viral real quick and we can use that to our advantage. The thing is, we have to find like good hearted people who's actually that we could partner up with and invest with. And that's the hardest part right there. Is finding those people who's about that.
All right, so watch this. So Private Pookie said it's just not black folk buying them tickets. I understand that, Private
I was
Pookie.
gonna say that too. I
No,
was
no, no,
gonna
hold on,
argue that point also.
no. It's not about argument. I think y'all missing the bigger picture, right? regardless of if it's not just black people buying the tickets. Because even if we open up a grocery store in the black community, there's going to be Caucasian people going to that store. There's going to be
Yes.
Hispanics going to that store. So y'all missing my point. My
Mm-hmm.
point is a black man is going to have a concert that's going to last a few hours. And it's going to generate $430 million, period, regardless of who patronizes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, what I'm saying is this: with to your point, you just admitted to, we have power, we have influence.
Yes, that's our power. Yes.
Correct? Right. So
Mm-hmm.
again, why can't we use our influence to come together and generate income to build our own? And if we
can.
Exactly, that's my point. I'm glad now you can see it and you see where I'm going. The thing is that we can creative. We can do it.
I'm fully on board with you. I feel like we can, but we need business strategies. Because
I
think
agree.
about it.
I
Most of
agree.
these people are monopolies out here. They already scaled their business. They've been doing that research. They done hire like 3, 4, 5 people on a team to go
Mhm.
do that research, find out where the product is coming from, how to get it on the cheap end, how to pay less taxes. They doing all of that research just so that they can have that product on the shelf and you can't beat that price. And
All right,
and
I
that's
just
the
like that's
competition that we
creative.
got to fight with.
Okay, I got you. But creative, right? Like in the neighborhood I stay in, when I go, it's majority black people at the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what if all those black people say, you know what? We just gonna come together. We're gonna stop going to this goddamn Walmart and we're gonna build our own goddamn grocery store because we spend enough money in a day to do it. Credit, we literally spend enough money in a day to do it. And with the Kanye West example, literally hours.
Okay, so all right.
No,
So
correct?
what you talking about? No, that's good as what you talking about. Who
Am
was
I, am I, hold on,
another?
am I correct though?
There was a philanthropist who was saying what you were saying, and who was that who wanted to build a school? And what happened to the school? And that those people sent him all that money, and they invested. Umar Johnson, right?
Umar Johnson, and what's the other guy name? James Morrison. It does listen, we understand that aspect of it creative, but it still does not deny the numbers. The numbers are the numbers, is my point. And if we brought our numbers together, we can do it. That's my only point. I can care
Yes, but
less. I
we
can
need a
care
group
less about the
of
scammers.
business strategists, people who are like, we gonna get the job done, and you can hold me accountable, and this is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna hold these meetings. We need those type of people. We can't trust random people on the internet because
Okay,
they talk a
I got you.
good
Be
game and
creative,
they want to
creative,
go
creative.
viral.
That's the issue right there, right? First of all, we already don't even like we're talking about the numbers, and I'm just talking about the numbers, right? Hey, Nice, what to do? To what to do? Wolf, what to do? Listen, what I'm saying. Regardless of their scammers, regardless of there are people who we don't believe in. Nicholas, what to do? That has nothing to do with the numbers. I'm presenting the numbers and showing y'all, hey, based on the numbers, based on the people coming together, and we come together regardless, we can do it. That's my only point. We have no excuse. If we could come together and this money can be generated for Drake, generated for Beyonce, generated for Kanye. Listen, I'm just saying, Rihanna, Cardi B, and I'm just using concerts alone. We spend
Mm-hmm.
enough money on entertainment alone to shift this whole economy, to take our own people. That's a fact. So when economic strategists, when these people that we're talking about, before they implement it, guess what they run first, creative?
The revenue,
They
the
run the
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah, the revenue. How many people are gonna buy? What's the how are
Exactly.
we gonna
So look,
generate the money? Yeah.
So creative. What I'm saying is, when they run the numbers, they say, "Boom, let's go." Am I right or
Yeah,
wrong?
but well, yeah, but there's still startup costs and all of that.
We have listen. We understand their startup costs, but we have the revenue in the black community. We just not putting it together. But guess what we do? We put it together for Beyonce. We put it together for Kanye West. We put it together for all these entertainers who have a concert for a few freaking hours. Y'all not getting it. A concert only lasts a few hours. Kanye West literally said, I'm having a concert. 1 million people are ready to spend their money. It generated $430 million in a span of a few hours. Drake can have a concert. Future have a concert. NBA Youngboy have a concert. We have the money.
Rihanna.
Brother Nim said we'd rather buy lottery tickets. We rather
Hey,
buy.
ain't nothing
Hold
wrong
on.
with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, my God.
There is something wrong with it.
What you mean? Buying a lottery ticket is nothing wrong with that. But go ahead.
Okay. So watch this. In the black community, the amount of money spent on lottery tickets, the amount of money spent on lottery tickets in a day. What? I don't know. What could it be?
You know what? We could have our own black lottery where we could put all our money together, and that winner could get the winnings, and a portion of that money can go towards what you're talking about right here. Can go towards building a a grocery store,
Thank
owned
you.
by a black person.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
that's one
And hold
option
on.
that we can
And
use,
remember,
the lottery system.
that grocery store could, and based on the numbers that I just ran, that grocery store can employ 30 to 70 people in the black community. We're not doing no AI. We're not doing no self-checkout. We need somebody there scanning people out. Let's go back to the
Yeah.
old school.
So the lottery system could be used there, because lottery is not that's not a bad idea, because the lottery system in every state generates millions and millions of dollars. They don't tell us, but it does. And it
And how
goes
many
to
winners?
schools, it
And
goes
how,
to a
watch
lot of
this.
things.
It generates, watch this. We have all these people buying lottery tickets, and how many people actually win?
One or two people.
So listen, we can come together to waste our money for one person to possibly win. Correct?
Well, it depends on what game you play. There's a winner every single day, and it could be like 4, 5, or 6 games a day. So, I mean, the odds could
Okay,
really be in
hold
your
on, watch
favor.
it. Okay, watch it. Okay, cool. So let's take your premise. And how many of those people put their money back in the community, or do they take their money and buy a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff to say, "Hey, look at me"?
Yeah, you're right. I think, yeah, people do that. People do that. Yeah, people like to floss. Like, I mean, look at you. You wearing your glasses. You got what? You
Hold
got a
on,
nice
because
shirt on.
listen. No, you correct, right? Listen, all my designer stuff, this stuff is old. All my
Okay.
Louis, all my Louis Vuitton, my Gucci, all my stuff, all this stuff is old. I stopped buying designer. I don't buy designer no more. I don't buy Gucci, Louis Vuitton. I don't buy none of it. I got a bunch of it, but I don't buy it anymore. This stuff is old as hell. I'm being
Okay.
real with you. I just take care of my stuff because I spent a lot of money on it. But then guess what I did? I woke up. Creative. I used to be that dummy, but I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
I started spending money on all that stuff.
Okay. I can see it, yeah.
So again, it has nothing to do with the conversation.
I was gonna say, why can't you be promoting the black designers? You over here rocking Prada and all of this.
Yeah, but that stuff is old. You know what I'm saying? Listen, right now, all I buy mainly is white t-shirts. I buy cheap clothes now. I have a body. Like, I work out. So when you get in shape, you can wear anything. You can wear white. I wear a white beater every day. I don't have to put on nothing fancy.
Okay.
White beater, walk out the house. White t-shirt, walk out the house. Only guess what? The only thing they're gonna say, man, you got nice arms, man, you got a chest, man, you look like you're in shape, man. Like that's how I hear all day long. Because I'm in shape. So I don't have to wear this stuff anymore. I don't have to buy designer anymore. And then it's about to be summertime, creative. So you know, we gotta let them see what we've been working for. You feel me? But again, let's get back to the goddamn subject because you're throwing me out. I'm being funny. But again, I'm just trying to show y'all that we have the numbers. When these entities, when these individuals, they run the numbers for a creative business plan, put it in our come together, put it in our neighborhood, extract our resources out of our neighborhoods, and at the end of the day, profit off of it. And they don't even stay in our communities.
Oh, you know what's another good idea? We could we could do the lottery system, 2 lottery systems. One to help give that funds to the new business owner, and a lottery system to whose business strategy is more effective. And if you come with an effective business strategy, then you could win the lottery money to, make your business happen.
Tears Frank, what it do? Magava, what it do? 30K, what it do? All right, so now let me read the stats for the hospitals, right? All right, hospitals or medical centers. Hospitals are expensive, but medical centers are more realistic. The cost for a full hospital is $200 million to $1 billion, right? But community health clinics average from 10 to 25 million. What could 430 million build? Option A, hospitals, 2 medium hospitals. Option B, medical clinics, using 15 million per clinic, $430 million divided by 15 million can build 28 clinics in the Black community. All right. That could create urgent care centers, pediatric clinics, diagnostic labs, and preventative health care in our own communities that we own.
Mm-hmm.
The real key is circulating the dollar. The biggest difference between communities isn't spending, it's circulation. Let me read that again, because remember, you were talking about spending power, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is breaking our issue. Our issue is not the spending, it's the circulation. So the biggest difference between communities isn't spending, it's circulation. The average dollar circulation estimates in the J community, the Jewish community, 20 days. Their money circulates 20 days. In the Asian community, 28 days. In the white community, 17 days. In the Black community, 6 hours.
Yeah, because we don't own enough things. We need to start owning things.
And who
And
fault
like
is
you
that?
said, we have to buy black. That's the number one thing.
So again, this is my point. If we can come together for everything else, if we can spend our money on everything that doesn't benefit us, why can't we come together collectively? And black people, we spend the most money on entertainment by far. Would you agree?
Mm, depending on what? Like, what do you mean by that? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Like FUBU, what happened to FUBU? Hey, 30K, it went out of style.
It
But
did.
FUBU,
Fubu, but
but
Fubu was walking. It was.
hey, but FUBU still is active. From my understanding, they still have FUBU. We have to have one of our influencers promote it.
Yeah.
We have to have one of our influencers promote it, and it'll come right back in style. That's a fact. But we rather promote all these other people who don't support our own communities.
Yeah. The number one is designer brands. We gotta cut that out.
Matter of fact, hey, Deuce, we literally saved Adidas. The Black community saved Adidas. That's a fact. If you go do your research on the brand Adidas, Black people alone saved Adidas. From my understanding, we built Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So all these different brands, we built them, y'all. But for us to literally change the trajectory of what's going on and what's transpiring, we would have to be uncomfortable for a little while. And I think convenience is what's let me see what T.O. said. He said Tyler, I'm not sure what the name is, just documented the Jewish community in Jersey and New York, and a lot of them are on government assistance and still taking over building grocery store and buying the block. Oh my God. And that's another thing, y'all. Oh, he said Sumter tries to bring, that's a fact. A lot of us, go
Can I
ahead, go
say
ahead,
one thing?
go ahead.
Because I think a lot of people misinterpret and they be like, all these people be buying up. These people, some of these people are criminals on a. They don't know that they run the system. They probably make it look like they doing it the right way, but no, they doing a lot of shady stuff in the back end, and I don't think we should idolize these people on top, because I would say this on these panels
Hold
that
on,
my
what
aunt,
people? What people you talking about?
the Jewish people.
Okay, but listen. Okay, watch this. That's like T.O. just said in the comments, right? There are a lot of people, and I guess it's documented because he said it's documented. He said it's documented that a lot of these people are on government assistance, but they're living like they're not. So if you seen that person on the outside looking in, T.O., tell me if I'm wrong. So if you seen that person on the outside looking in, they look wealthy, but they're literally getting subsidies from the government and still living a great life, but they're just using the system to their advantage.
Yeah.
But watch this. In the black community, when somebody is on government assistance, how do we view them?
Yeah, we kind of view them bad, and I don't know why. If it's there to use, we should use it.
Exactly. That's my point. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm gonna check it out. So my thing is that if these people can, and in my opinion, if you're not operating with an LLC or as a C corp and using tax benefits to your advantage, you're gonna continue to get screwed over, right?
I say this.
I
Go
believe in
ahead.
writing everything off. We're gonna leave that right
Yeah,
there.
no, I'm with you on that. So I have an aunt, she lives in Brooklyn. My family, they're from Brooklyn, but we're West Indians. So
Okay.
yes, I wasn't born here. I came here when I was 3 or 5 years old. My aunt came here when she was like maybe like 22 or 25 or somewhere around there. And
Mhm.
my aunt right now, she owns 3 or 4 brownstones right now in Brooklyn, New York, and she
Okay.
owns some houses in Jersey. And
Okay.
she would say that she learned from the Jewish people or other people around her on how to run the system. I won't even say run the system, but how to use it to your advantage.
Okay.
So if there's a will, there's a way, and it's out there. And I'm even surprised she did it, and she now she's doing it, and now she's fully in the clear.
Exactly. But I'm just saying because those people are screwing us every day, whether you believe it or not. The system is literally getting over on us every day.
But there's a way that you could utilize the system to your advantage, and
Oh,
like you said,
100%. I
but
agree.
yeah,
Baby, I agree 100%.
uh-huh. I mean, Google does it, Amazon does it. They don't pay taxes.
Mm, I wonder why.
Just saying.
No, I agree 100%. My family has a CPA firm. We own a CPA firm. So trust
Okay, see, that's what's up.
so trust me. When I say I write everything off, everything. So I understand the game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Totally get it. And if you're operating as an employee, you know,
More power to you. It's nothing
no,
wrong.
it's not. No, it's nothing wrong. But what I'm saying, if you have a 9 to 5, you need to generate something on the side that could offset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That can
Not,
offset.
this is
Because
not
when you have a
financial.
9 to 5, they don't care. They're taxing that paycheck. And at the
Exactly.
end of the year, you come back and you fight for what you think is yours. That's
Yeah. But what I'm saying, you can create something on the side, right?
mm-hmm.
And play the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying, right? So, I'm not trying to give no financial advice and all that, but I'm saying you just got to play the game. So I'm not knocking. I'm saying if you get, it's just like when I built my first business, I had a 9 to 5, right? I had a 9 to 5, and then I started my LLC and created my business, and then I started, playing, with my gas and, my food. I learned how to write everything off. So I was
Okay.
I was getting a W-2 and reporting the 1099 at the same time.
Yeah, that's good. So you use it to your advantage.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So even when I was about to say double dipping, but
We already know, but you used it to your advantage.
yeah. I ain't trying to say too much, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to talk offline, my peoples. We have to talk offline. Maybe I need to create a Patreon or something. Create a Patreon page. You know what? That's a good idea, huh? Creative.
Yeah, because I mean your family own a CPA, so you could always come up there with the new advice for 2026. And are you taking advantage of these tax strategies?
Hey, see, I'm going live and thank you. You know what? I might do that. That's what I might do. Hey, shout out to Willing to Win with the goddamn $10. What up, Trey? In the chat. Peace and blessings. Hey, what's up, Winnie? How you doing? Hey, I might, because I'm already getting ready to no, I'm not knocking a 9 to 5. It's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not knocking the 9 to 5. It's not what I was doing. So shout out to Mumbo Jumbo said, don't knock your 9 to 5. Just be frugal and keep your personal credit score as high as possible. Then borrow somebody else's money. That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact. So please don't nobody think I was knocking 9 to 5, because let me tell you something. If I was ever in a position where I had to go back and get 9 to 5, guess what Trey the Truth Teller doing? I'm going right back. You hear me, creator?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going right. See, I'm not a prideful man. I'm not one of those men. Because like I said, when I was married, I was struggling. Let's just put it out there. I was working and I was doing my business at the same time. And I'm not even gonna lie, creator. That was so since we want to talk about my marriage, right? At that time in my life, that was a strain on my marriage. And the reason I say it was a strain on my marriage was because I was always gone.
Mm-hmm.
And if I wanted better, and if I wanted to get to the level where I am now, I had to what? Sacrifice.
Yeah.
If I would have just stayed, I'm just saying for what I did, right? Because the lifestyle that I lived growing up, I didn't go to school. I didn't go to college. I got a PhD in the streets.
But look at you. Look how successful you are. You overcame that.
Yeah, 100%, right? And I thank God for that. But it wasn't easy. If I'm keeping it real, I cry some nights. If I'm gonna be real, matter of fact, it kind of go back to the conversation we were having last night, right? When you talking
Mm-hmm.
about with my ex-wife. When my ex-wife started crying, and she needed help, I helped her, correct?
Yes, you did.
And I put all the pressure on my back. Now, as a man, and I know some of the men in the inside of the chat can go understand what I'm saying. Now, when I took on that responsibility and I still had to pay the bills and I still had to get up and go to work every day, I still had to provide. I still had to, I couldn't make no excuses. I still had to create my business and run my business so I could be financially well off. Guess what? When I needed help, who helped me?
I was gonna ask you that. That puts a toll on you.
Creative, nobody. Nobody. When I needed somebody to talk to, who I had to talk to help me with my issues and my problems and to take my burdens and my load off my back.
You didn't have your wife?
Okay, hold on. Guess what? I had my wife, right? But at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, even if I went and cried to her, baby, it's getting hard. And I did all that. Guess what? Them bills still got to get paid and the work still got to get done. So guess what I did? I cried when nobody was around. And
Mm.
after I got done, I wiped my goddamn tears, walked out that door, got right back to it. Because how was she gonna help me? I was the
I
provider.
mean,
No. I'm the provider.
mm,
How's she gonna help me?
giving you that listening ear to help empower you,
Oh my
let you know you got this. I mean, do you need that? Like, give you that upliftment. I mean, how
how
else?
your words
The
gonna
other,
pay the
the real
bills?
question is, how would
No,
you
no, no.
like for
How your
her?
word? No, no,
Hold
no.
on.
Wait. How your words gonna pay the bills though?
I mean, having that support at home does really,
No, no,
it
no,
does
no,
help
no.
a whole
No, she
lot.
was very supportive. So I'm not denying that.
Yes.
She was very supportive, right? Baby, it's gonna be listen, but I still gotta get up and put the work in every day.
Yeah, but now you got a reason to do it. Now you feel like a
No,
little
no, no, no.
bit.
I gotta no. Men, us men, and ask every man in the chat creator the reason to do it because if I don't provide 9 times out of 10, she gonna leave or she gonna
Is she
complain.
really? Is she really gonna leave?
Most women, I'm talking about most women in general. I'm not even talking about my ex-wife. Because my
Okay.
ex-wife was actually built different. If I needed it, she gonna come through. That's a fact. So but I'm speaking about the average man, and I'm speaking for the chat. The average man, if we don't come through, the average woman is gonna leave you.
I don't think so. It depends on what your relationship is based off of. If it's based off of real love, authentic love, and not, then I don't think she's just gonna get up and leave. I think she would try to support you or see what she could do.
All right, hold on,
And
watch this.
she'll give
Hold on,
you
not hold on,
she'll
creative,
give you a
respectfully.
timeline, but I don't think she's gonna get up and leave. Like,
Hold on. So a timeline. So you should give. So you're gonna give a man a time. So if I've been providing for 10 years and I start struggling and I
mm-hmm.
start having financial issues, and a woman gives me a timeline, why wasn't there a timeline for me providing for the past 10 years?
What do you mean? A timeline for her?
What I'm saying is this: you literally just said out of your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
a woman is going to give you a timeline, correct? Give me context about what's the timeline for.
I mean, depending on like if you lost your job, okay. I mean, like, are you planning what's your plan to do next and how am I able to support? And how much time do you need? Like, are you gonna look for a job? Are you gonna start a business? Do you know what you're gonna do? You know, you need
Mhm.
all of that. If not, we gotta figure stuff out. But like you said, bills still got to get paid. So one of us gonna have to get up and get out there, or we got
So
to
what I'm saying,
figure
no,
it
no,
out.
so I'm glad you said it. So this is what I'm saying. If I've been providing 10 years consecutively, I've been holding it down, the marriage down, the relationship down. What I'm saying is this: why are you giving me a timeline period when I've been holding it down for 10 years? Why I gotta get a timeline?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, well, don't you want to get back and get back
No, no,
out
no,
there?
no. For 100%, I do. But I'm just saying.
Okay, so
No. Hold on. Don't move. Don't move that goalpost right now. Let's stay right here. Again, if I've been providing as a man for 10 straight years with no mishaps, and I go through a tough season in my life, why do I have to have a timeline?
I mean, don't everybody? It's not just you. Everybody got to have like, okay, you
No,
going through
creative.
something.
No, creative. You not respectfully, right?
No, because you trying to
Are
pin
you
me down
listening?
and tell me why. You trying to pin me in the corner, Trey. I see it.
How am I trying to pin you in the corner? I'm using your words. You brought the timeline up. I didn't bring
I
that up. You
know
did.
you trying to use that against me right now.
Oh, y'all see her playing victim? Chat.
I'm not playing victim. I'm
Chat.
just saying.
Chat. Is she
But
playing?
anybody, they.
Chat is creative. Chat is creative playing victim. If she's playing victim type 1 in the chat, if she's not type 2.
Oh my gosh.
You brought the timeline up. I didn't bring that up.
I'm just saying there's a season where we are down and then
Look,
there's a time where
Sky High said,
we
listen,
get up and we recover.
Sky High said, oh, so we got 2 ones. We got a 2. Okay. You got it. Hey, you got somebody on your side. Hey, Chalk said, I need a break from manhood. Now watch this. Sky High said men still got to figure it out at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. Do you realize that? Brother Neil said,
I do.
Brother Neil said, sorry, I'm a sip. So he really didn't mean that too. So you ain't got no tools.
Thank you, Trey, for telling me.
He trolling. You really didn't get none. You didn't get no support from the community. Watch this. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, watch this. Listen. Let me help you out. This is what women think. Watch this.
A broke man knows he's broke. But a broke woman feels she's dating the wrong man.
See, when we going through, we know we going through. We can take it on the chest. When we struggling financially, we gonna figure it out. But you know what? Y'all say, you know what? I'm just dating the wrong man.
Do we say that? We don't say that. We've been through. I think a lot of women been through struggles in their life. Nobody is knocking the struggle. Nobody is saying anything.
Majority of women, listen, man.
We
listen,
just saying we gotta have a plan.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
it.
That's why that's why a lot of men, we be on YouTube and we come here and we talk about the real because it's happening in everyday life, right? Am I saying there's not a single woman out there that might hold you down? Ray, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You seem like a woman that if a man is in a relationship with you and he started struggling, you're gonna hold that nigga down, right? I believe it. But you did say there's a timeline.
Why are you looking at me like that? It depends on every relationship. I would say this, right? If I'm out there working, but he's supportive to me and I'm working, I think that's a win-win. As long as you have a yin and a yang energy, that's fine.
But listen, There are some women that will hold you down, but do you believe the average woman is going to hold a man down?
I think so. If she loves you and she cares about you, yeah.
But again, watch this. I literally just presented you with a scenario where a man holds his wife down for 10 years. He go through a season of financial struggles, and you literally said that he has a timeline. Then my response was, why does he have a timeline when he held it down for 10 years? Then you're basically saying, hey, we're going to count your time. Negro, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 month to get another job or to start back providing, or guess what? I'm out of here.
Listen, I don't know what's going on in other people's relationships.
Or guess what? Or your coochie not going to get wet no more.
Listen, I don't know about everybody's relationship, right? But people operate differently. And I'm gonna just say this because I'll say this, just to attest with Trey, I would say a good portion of women, we kind of feel some kind of way if the man is at home and she's out there working and he's not. So yeah, so that is true in some sense in that, but if
Thank
we
you for
see
being
that
honest.
yeah, yeah, I'm just being honest, it bothers us, but if we
Dang.
have seen you put in like those
Hey,
10
come
years,
on camera and say it. I need to clip this. Come on camera and say it.
no, I'm not. Not today. Why you try? You catching me with?
I need that clip. No. Come on camera, please. I need a clip. I need a viral clip. We about to go viral, creative.
No,
You literally just said this. You said if a man is at home, it bothers us.
not like that. I mean, like you know how you brand new into the relationship. All right, it's going good, and then and now all of a sudden you're working and he's not contributing or something, and he's not working. It kind of like it does something. It's like, is he working? Like, because we as women, we like to see men working, men going out there and getting it. That shit is attractive to us. Like, my man is out there getting it. That shit is like super attractive. I mean, having your man at home, it could be fuzzy. It could be attractive also if he's cooking, helping out, and he's greeting you when you come home. It could be. But for the most part,
Oh, Bez,
we
you just
like
want
to see our man working.
so you want the man to
Well,
do
I
everything.
do.
Oh, so you like a man to do everything. He just well rounded. Go to work, come home, cook, clean, wash, just do everything, right?
No, if you're not, I feel like there's a yin and a yang. If you're not gonna be working, well, support the household.
No, don't do that. No. Go back to your context, ma'am. Don't switch that.
I
Do
just
not
said
switch
there's a
that.
yin and a yang. There's a
I
yin and a
understand. Hold on.
yang.
I'm rocking with you with the yin and the yang part. But you said
Yeah.
it's sexy when a man is working, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's sexy when a man come home and help out around the house, correct? That's what you said.
I mean, if he's
That's what you
not
said.
working, if
No.
he's not working,
We're not talking about a man that's not working. Stop that, creative. We're going back with your context and what you said. You literally just said it's sexy when a man works. Cool. You said it's sexy when a man gets off work, come home, and help out around the house. And I don't even see nothing wrong with that, right? I get it.
yeah.
But
Okay.
again, because you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this. What are you doing?
Looking good, cleaning up. Nah, as a woman, we do a lot of stuff. It depends on what your woman is doing. Like,
This
I don't
is
know if you own a house, she could be taking care of the house, gardening, making sure it look nice.
This is diabolical. You know what I figured out? You know what I figured out about women? Respectfully.
What?
Or do you believe in unconditional love in a relationship?
Yeah, between like two soulmates, if you find your soulmate, yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Yes.
Okay, so if your man decided to take a year off, is your love for him gonna change?
No, long as he tells me that he's gonna do this so we could plan.
I don't believe that. But listen,
But I'm gonna tell him, since you taking that year off, I got some things I want you to do in the house. So
but you just said it's sexy when a man works. So if he's not working, it's not gonna be sexy anymore, correct?
I mean, if he is in the house working, then yeah, I'm fully on board. I'm like, okay, since you home, I'm gonna want you to do this and do that, and yeah.
But listen, let me play this real quick. Either way, what's going on? Let me play this real quick. You know what?
You
Everything.
man, you come over here to come and give me some action on here. You come to drill me?
I come in peace.
Okay,
That's
okay,
all I'm
either
saying.
man.
After you play that, I got a question for both of y'all, but I come in peace. Everybody think I come with violence. I ain't even did hit the gym yet. I can't be violent yet.
All right,
Okay.
real quick. One thing I learned that all women respect, and it's just one thing.
A woman does not necessarily want your money. Not all women are gold diggers. What a woman wants is security, attention, love, accountability, respect, and you. In other words, what a woman truly wants is your salary. 2 minutes, man.
Trey got jokes. You got jokes.
So is that a lie?
No, what he said there is true. Yeah,
Your salary.
I wouldn't say your whole salary, but she
Man,
wants
whatever,
security.
man.
You
Listen,
could
if
provide
you listen,
security
if
in
a
many
man ain't
ways.
making, listen, the average man, if a man ain't making no money, he ain't getting no honey. Let's just keep it real.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Trey. A question, right? Because I want to understand it from both angles, right? So
Mhm.
my question to you first: how long are you willing to take care of a woman that's not having sex with you?
What's the reason? Is it? Hold
That's a
on.
good
So
question, either
let's
man.
just hold on. Let's go. Are we talk? If it's medical, that's a totally different context.
No medical. Listen, no medical. It's just she's at this stage of her life, she don't want to have sex.
And
How
guess what?
long are you willing
Guess
to
what?
provide for her?
No, I'm going to continue to provide, but I'm going to get some outside the house. That's a fact.
Okay. So I get you saying that you'll get some out of it. The reason this conversation is hard is because a woman look foolish if she take care of a man for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy have not, like, when women saying that, this is what I hear, right? When women are saying, hey, it's a time limit, what she's trying to do is saying that she want to give you time to recover. She don't want you to be in this continuous state of depending on her.
Yeah, I understand that. That's totally understandable.
And most men, if we be honest, we got a time on how long it's gonna be that we go without sex. So these two things actually go together. If you understand what I'm saying, Trey, is because in my mind, I got a time limit on how long I'm going without sex before it's gonna be a problem. AKA kind of what Trey was saying. Either I'm
Well, this is
stepping
my
out,
thing, right?
divorce.
But what man in his right mind just want to sit around the house and not do nothing? Like, let's be real.
But it happens that's what I'm saying is sometimes when we have these conversations, we think from our lens. It's like, I'm gonna be back on my feet 3 months to 6 months. I gotta hustle. Even if I gotta go out there and sell some protein shakes at the gym.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
figure it
gotta
out
I gotta hustle, but
because
that's what
because because this is the thing, right? The average woman is not gonna respect you. She's gonna talk to you crazy and she's gonna handle you. I'm not going through that. Sorry, just not gonna do it.
I don't think so. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if a woman talking to you crazy, it didn't start when you got broke.
Nah, nah,
I
nah, no, 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 no. I disagree. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Hold on. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. But what I'm saying, I've seen like the dynamic change once the man financial trajectory change. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it. So I'm not saying across the board, but it happens. Most of the time when a man is on his grind and he getting the money young like he's supposed to, women will play chameleon and concede to the man straight up. But if his money change, this shit switch up.
absolutely. So that the point that I'm saying is that men typically have a timeline on how long he's going to be in a relationship that he has not been sexually satisfied. Women typically have a timeline how long they're willing to financially support a man on a timeline.
Are you
So the
trying to say
time,
this an even exchange?
absolutely. What I'm saying is that we both have timelines on things that we're designed by. We literally are designed to be able to say, I can't go this long, Trey. I don't know about you, Trey. I can't go a certain long without sex. It's gonna be a problem in my
Okay.
relationship.
I respect that.
And so when women say, hey, I can support you, I cannot support you forever. It's a timeline before I need you to like kick in. And I'm not saying that he got to get back to the provider when he's providing 100% of the bills, but she might be in a situation that she got to do 100. She expecting him to at least come back, hey, 10, 20, 30, at least gain some traction over time to show that he's trying to not keep her in that position. And I think men think the same way with sex.
Nah, I can see that for sure, 100%. I see the correlation. Hey, 30K, what to do?
What's going on, brother? How you doing? Can
Hey,
you hear
what's
me?
going on? What you want to speak on?
I came up because I was hearing it. It just seems like if we're gonna, and I'm gonna start it off just before it even comes out. If we're gonna speak on nuance, then we got to be very specific to the point. So depending on just like for example, you brought up, hey, if a man comes home and sits on the couch, it's like that in itself, that person has a job, correct?
You talking about? Hold on, say
Not
it
for this
again.
example. Not for this example.
Okay,
Sitting on the
so
couch mean that he don't have a job. Not he's sitting on the couch after he got off work. It's saying that he don't have a job and she's providing for the family based on the context that I was hearing.
okay, that point. All right, never mind. I don't have anything to speak to that. I was speaking to the point on if the man is sitting in the house and he does have a job and the woman feels a certain kind of way. That I think that's an issue.
No. She was talking about he doesn't have a job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, a
Sorry about
woman crazy if I've been working all day and she got to probably be sitting there on the couch watching TV.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah,
there and make
yeah,
that
yeah,
damn
yeah,
sandwich. Yeah,
yeah,
we ain't
yeah.
on that time, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have
She
a real
bad.
problem. But yeah, so at the end of the day, what I said is that if a man provided consecutively for 10 years, right? No mishaps, in every aspect, he's the ultimate provider. And he went through a season, then creative mentioned that, hey, is there a time limit? And in my opinion, if a man has been providing, he's still loving you, still being committed to you, still doing the thing that he needs to do. If he decided to take a year off, what's wrong with that? I'm not saying that he should. I'm just saying if he did, if he been providing for you for 10 years consecutively, the man can't take a year off.
But
Even though I don't advise it. I'm just saying.
But that is the season. Yeah, listen. I think most women can sustain. Let me say this: if she's making enough money to sustain the family, right? Let's be clear. Like I think it's sometimes we ask people, "Hey, I need you to do something that you don't have the capacity to do." But let's say she's a doctor, lawyer. The money, the family's still gonna be taken care of.
For
I
sure.
think most women have no problem taking care of their man for a certain period. But if he said, hey man, you know what I'm saying, I'm on this self journey, this might take me 4-5 years. Nah, man, she jumping off that shit, big dog.
Nah, yeah, for sure, 100%. Right. And like I said, no man in his right mind want to sit back and let a woman take care of him. That's just me.
But and this is the key though, Trey. Most men have a problem communicating that. I think if most men come to say, if creative men come to here and say, hey, I need a year. I got some stuff going on and I want to get some help. I need a year to just really recover from these last 10 years. I think most women can compartmentalize that and say, I can give him a year. The
No,
problem is,
not true.
hold on, let me finish it, Trey. The problem is men don't communicate it. And she said, when you think that you gonna be able to do it? I don't know. I'll let you know and I'll figure it out. And she think that this is an ongoing process
No,
that
eat a minute.
never's
You
gonna end,
literally
Trey.
said the average woman. What are you talking about?
Absolutely, I think the average woman can. Like, if a man like
No,
lay it out to him, Trey. If a man say, "Hey, man, I need this time for X, Y, Z. I need you to hold me down," and she got an end to this. I think she can do it, but if it's just
Creative.
ongoing and he don't know, it's hard. That's hard for a woman.
Creative. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I was telling you that long as you guys talked it out, and yeah, I think it's understanding.
Creative. That's insane. You literally just said you women don't like you when a man sitting at home. You said that.
I mean, if he doesn't give context, but if he comes to her and he's very vulnerable and he says he needs a year, and you guys talk about it and you guys figure it out and put up an action plan, I don't
Man,
see anything wrong with it.
Creative, you gonna be calling that nigga broke in 2 months.
No, 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 no.
Hey, look at the comment. Look at Shiesty Brown. She said, imagine a man coming to you telling he don't want to work. Listen, the women in the comments not agreeing.
I said that, and I already told you that, and you said you was gonna clip it. I said, most women, like, we want a man to be out there working, and because that's what we're attracted to, and that's what we like that.
Oh,
That's
you
what turns us
contradicting
on.
yourself.
I said that, but if you've been doing it for 10 years and you need a break and you need a year, there's nothing wrong with that. And I said, as long as you supportive in the household, that's fine. You can support me in the household too.
Oh, so now he's a house husband. So you cool with a man being a house husband where he does all the
Listen,
cooking, cleaning.
there's a yin and then there's a yang. So work it out. If you can't be the one working, then you got to be the one supporting.
I don't believe you.
Are we
Respect.
speaking from a dual income situation, or are we speaking from one person works while the other person stays in the house?
Yeah. So if you're speaking from, yeah, from one person works, another one stays in the house. Yeah. So one person is supportive, the other one is out there working.
So Shiesty said, guess what? I'm gonna say, you don't want to work, I don't want to be with you. That's gonna be the average woman.
Cause that's
Nah, I disagree. Like, cause I done seen too much. I mean, you know how many women, maybe like I said, I speak from the lens of Atlanta. And Atlanta's a different place. You'd be surprised how many women are taking care of men in Atlanta. You'll be surprised. Like, I don't know
Okay, but
what's
hold
going
on.
on in
Hold on, I
Texas.
got you. But he not working at all. You saying he's not working at all?
Yes. Man, listen, I'm telling you, like the homosexual in Atlanta is a real thing. It's
Okay,
dudes like,
the average, but you got to think about, we're talking about across America though. I understand the Atlanta concept of perspective, but we're talking about across America.
yeah. I'm just, no, listen, the ideal situation in America is both of y'all go get a job. Ain't
mm-hmm.
nobody staying at home. Let's see, even women ain't staying home if we're being honest, right? So I am 100%. The ideal situation is that, but I have learned, especially if it's a woman that feel like these men are emotionally intelligent, feel like this guy he cooking and cleaning and doing stuff, they will take care of these men, especially if they really get into the bag.
Yeah, but that's not the average still though. That's what I'm saying. I got you.
Well, the average person, both of y'all gotta work. She can't stay home. He can't stay home. Y'all both need to work. Y'all living paycheck to paycheck. Y'all can't go. You talking about a year? You can't go 2 weeks without that other check. That's the average.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So women, like she just said, women love to see a man work.
Now, I think women just love to see a man outside of his face, a face. If you really understand, men and women are not designed to be under each other for long periods of times.
So, like T.O. said, so the average man is getting taken care of. You believe that, either man?
I think the average man is 50-50. Yes.
No. I said getting taken care of. 50-50 is not being taken care of, brother.
I think you take care of each other at 50-50, right? Because I need your money, you need mine. That means that we're taking care of each other. The average people are splitting bills, bro. Like, like if you really break it down, most women are contributing close to 50% in these relationships, bro. I
And
don't
ain't
know why
nothing
y'all
wrong
think.
with that. Hold on. It's nothing wrong with that if that's the dynamic of their relationship in their house. I don't have an issue with that. My philosophy is do what's best for you in your household.
So women income is needed. They need it for these men to survive, for the most part. in these relationships.
Yeah, but you said the average man is being taken care of. That was your statement. You
Well,
literally said that.
well, no, I mean that they're taking care of each other. Like, so in a 50-50, she's taking care of him and he's taking care of her.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. She don't have a place to sleep. If he went with her, he wouldn't have nothing to eat. So that's the point the whole point that I'm saying is the modern relationship is not designed for any person to take the majority of the financial load.
I got you because we're in a different time, correct?
Absolutely, because the worst thing that happened, and I know creator might not like this, is when women entered into the workforce at mass. The reason it was so bad is because landlords can say, hey, I only can charge $750 because all of the men only have $750. But when the women went out and they got their $750, the landlord said, hey, now I can charge $1,500. I can charge them double the price for the same place. So now they're taking the man money and the woman money for a person just to live. So inflation, I believe women really contribute to inflation.
I can see that
Yeah, I
100%.
can see that too. That's on point. Because
I never thought about that.
because I was gonna try to push it to that point because what you're saying is true. If the average income for per person, and I'm just gonna use round numbers, is 45, that means that in a dual income household, that's $90,000 a year. Now the issue is that is their standard of living or where they're living at. So if you need $90,000 and well, that's gross. Let's just say that's gross. That's before taxes. So now it looks like you're living paycheck to paycheck if you're trying to live with the Joneses. So that's a good point.
Creative, what's your response to that? What you think about that? When women entered the workforce, that's what made everything inflation start to rise.
I don't know. It could be, yeah, I could see it. I could see that.
Yeah, because when my grandfather was young, everything was dirt cheap.
Because they so when you setting a price for something, you say, hey, check this out. So like, for example, real estate, right? I have an investment property, right? What you do is you say, hey, in this bracket, what can the family afford in this bracket? And right back in the day, it was that man is making 20,000. So if we wanted the average person to rent from that from us, we would have had to take the average person's salary and make it make sense, right? But now it says now I can take not only his salary, I also could take her salary too. I'm just telling you, like, if you really like process what I'm saying, I'm telling y'all without a doubt, it hurt the market when you talk about everything, even the price of groceries. Groceries wouldn't get sold at this price if only men was working.
So Sison said, who cares? I like my own money. That's what they asked for, though.
What you got? Like, so hold on, I'm not complaining. I want to be 100% transparent. I'm not complaining. I'm
You
gonna
just
live a good life regardless.
yeah, you just stating the facts.
I'm just stating the facts that, and I ain't got no problem with women working. Women can work as much as they want to work. But the point that I'm trying to put out is now that they changed the market, in most situations, they got to contribute to the living situation. That's the only thing I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong with that.
All
And,
right.
and
I wanted to
All right,
caveat
so
off at Eda Man because think about it, right? If people say I want to live to be comfortable, that's going to be different from everybody because certain people want to live in the city, some people want to live in the suburbs, some people want to live in the country. Each of those areas is going to be a different standard of living. But if a person like your partner says, and I'm saying partner because of relationship, not marriage, if that person says, well, I want this big house, right? Now, how much is that house going to cost? Okay. Now, is that house the mortgage, the property tax, and so on and so on and so on? Is that going to be supported by one person in the dual income household, which means that if the other person has to contribute, that's what 50-50 looks like. Because it's like, hey, I'm taking care of the utilities, the mortgage, and the taxes. Like, what else needs to be covered? Well, I want you to cover all this too. So now it's going to be like, okay, hey, I'm living paycheck to paycheck because I'm paying all this stuff while that other person keeps their money, right? It gets extremely expensive.
Oh yeah, no, that's BS. I think a dude a fool. If you got a woman, I was talking to this dude. He called me. He was struggling, and he was telling me that his mortgage was like 2 months behind. And I was like, "Hey, bro, your wife work, right?" He's like, "Yeah, my wife. She make close to 100,000 a year." And I was like, "Why the hell y'all mortgage behind? This don't make sense." I was like, he was like, "Well, I had these investments and things go bad." And I was like, "So why won't you go to your wife?" Like, I think this is crazy. A woman got her own account with her own money. The
Ain't no way.
mortgage is behind, and the dude is saying, "Hey, I can't go to my wife and say,
The
hey man, I
pride,
need you to
the
pay this
pride,
mortgage."
too
That
much
is
pride and ego.
no, 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 no. It's just that he believed like I was watching. I don't know if y'all seen the new. I think his name Bruce Coming. He said, "I'm gonna hold this down, but if I fall, you better catch me." Like,
Mm.
like I'm telling people, like it's crazy to me that people will have this mindset that, hey, I can't lean on my wife in that time of need. I feel like a man should be able, if a woman got her own account, I ain't got no problem with that. A man should be able to wipe out that woman account if he needed it, if they really a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I agree
Regardless,
100%.
regardless of how she feel about it. Hey, check this out. Now, and I get it, and I'm talking about the sustain. I know it's some men, and I remember I was having this conversation Trey with a woman, and she was like, "I've been giving him money. He been tricking off my money. Not tricking out. That might not be the right word, but he might have been making bad investments, this, that, and third." And I'm just saying, if it come down to like your mortgage, a place that you stand in, that's crazy to me, big dog. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna kind of segue back to the original point of the stream, right? So Kanye West, he said he's doing a concert, and there's 1 million people in the queue ready to buy tickets. And when they did the numbers, it equaled up to $430 million. So my thing was, and I was just having a conversation with Creative about, if we can generate $430 million in a span for a concert, we're not including Beyonce, Drake, and all the other people that throw concerts, right? Why can't we build our own grocery stores, gas stations, and our own hospitals? Because I think those three things would be very essential in the Black community, right? And we talked about circulating our own dollar, and I just read how the Jewish community, the money circulates for 20 days, Asian community 28 days, the white community 17 days, and the Black community 6 hours, right? And so what would actually make it work is cooperative ownership, thousands of people buying shares, right? So let's say 100,000 people invest $1,000, that's $100 million. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us have $1,000 because I see us buying a bunch of nonsense every day, right? So now collectively own grocery stores, gas stations, and housing development, credit unions, communities create their own financial institutions to build businesses, anchor businesses, start with three key essentials: food, fuel, and healthcare. So those are recession-proof industries. Buy Black agreement, communities commitment spend 10 to 20% local first. If community of 100,000 houses spent $100 per week locally, that equals to 520 million per year circulating locally.
Yeah, but it's not profitable. I think most people don't understand. Grocery stores are not profitable.
No. It's no. I understand, right? What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you say it's not profitable, correct? But
Correct.
why would they not be? Why? One thing we know about a business, right? It's all about the bottom line and then profitability, correct?
Correct.
So if a store is not profiting, they're going to close.
Yep.
So my thing is that we still need the essentials in the Black community.
That's the hard part. So when we
Talk to me.
start talking about this from a business point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hard part is Walmart and these chain grocery stores was very They sold us the trick bag because it was grocery stores that was independent. It was in that neighborhood. We only seen it in that neighborhood. What these big box companies did, they came into the neighborhood, they dropped the prices where the mom and pops could not compete.
Facts.
People say, hey, I'm going to support this Walmart because I'm saving money. And then typically what they did is those mom and pop shops completely shut down. And then what Walmart did is they just increased the price to cover the profits. So when you ask us this question, having a black grocery store, the question that you got to ask yourself, if you going to get your bananas from a black grocery store, are you willing to pay a 30 to 40% black tax, spending more money just because it's black? And I don't think the black community is willing to do that.
But watch this.
Facts, he the
We
man.
hold on. That's correct, right? But at the end of this, hold on. What? Yeah. So this is my thing. If we're gonna either we can have that mindset, either man, right? Or we can be uncomfortable for a little while until we get over the hill. Correct?
No, but we gotta be comfortable forever. That's the key.
That's not. No, that's not
I, I, pro-
true.
I promise you, if you break it down, because first of all, we are not gonna be able to source things for the price ever for what Walmart can. Because when Walmart buys some socks, they buy 1,000,000 socks at a time. When we buy some socks, we only, I guess, maybe if we ever got to the level of a chain as Walmart, it's just hard to compete. They gonna get things for
No.
best.
Let me tell you why I feel like
And
I
that's what
believe
I
it's
was
not hard
telling
to compete.
Trey. Yeah.
The reason I believe it's not hard to compete because at the end of the day, if a chain is in our community and we start patronizing the chain, right? They're gonna shut down, correct?
Correct.
So if we start our own and we patronize our own, at the end of the day, why in the hell do you think if we're bringing our money together that we still can't sustain our own?
Well, let me explain it to you. So, because this is what happened. Let's use the example. The woman working, the man ain't working no more. Now they on the fixed income. Now they gotta ask themselves, am I gonna be loyal to trying to sustain this household till this man go get a job, or I'm gonna be loyal to the black community? And I think people incomes put them in a situation that they have to support white. They have to, because if they was not living paycheck to paycheck, in a perfect world, not paycheck to paycheck, absolutely. But when you start talking about the decision between me putting gas in my car and me getting food, Trey, I'm explaining to you that most people say, I'm getting gas and food. I don't care that it came from a white man. Most people cannot sacrifice at that level for the black community.
So I just proved to you and gave you the numbers of a freaking concert. And a concert is going to last a few hours. If we can generate, and I just gave you the breakdown of how many grocery stores. Matter of fact, I think you wasn't here for that, right? So let me break.
But you know that concert include white people for Kanye West, right?
No, I get it. I get it. Don't get it twisted. Right? No. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, right? It's a black man, and because of who he is, he can generate that much money in a span of hours. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Regardless if it's if white, because it's like if there was a store in my community, right? In my community where I am is black, Hispanics, whites, everybody. So if there was a black-owned grocery store, the white people still gonna go there. The Hispanics still gonna go there. So their money is gonna come to me as well.
Regardless. No, but that's what I'm telling you. That's the flaw. White people white people will not support you. If white people got to choose Walmart or pay the black tax, white people gonna choose Walmart every single time. So when black people do stuff, they only, especially if it's more expensive, only can depend on the black community. And if they only depend on the black community, because you got to understand, they have no loyalty to the black tax. I like the black tax. I'm gonna start using that more. They have no loyalty to the black tax, and so
No, I
I'm
feel
telling. So that's the point that I'm saying is I done seen it. I done seen the difference between a a chain gas station versus a mom and pop. We used to have a whole bunch of mom and pop gas stations.
for sure.
Like it wasn't chain. And then what we learned is these chains said, I can negotiate for 1,000 gas. Even the gas was more cheaper at these chains. Like chains and chain businesses have completely destroyed most small mom and pop. So that's why in
I
the
agree.
black community,
But that's because we patronize them.
absolutely, because we broke. Most people are broke.
But it doesn't matter what I'm saying. If we stop patronizing these people, it's gonna some will have to shake regardless. We can continue with that mindset, Edie man, or we can make a difference and be uncomfortable for a little while and figure it out. That's just like there's a black-owned gas station in the neighborhood where I'm from, and now there are Arabs around trying to compete. If every black person in the neighborhood say, "Listen, I don't care if we gotta wait an hour, we ain't going over there," they gotta go.
But they still got the support of the white people. They don't gotta go.
No. It's black people. No, it's no white. I'm talking in the neighborhood. I'm talking about. It's none. It's no white people.
There's no way. I get your point now. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I understand that you say they have to go, but I'm just telling
They
you.
were shut down. They were literally shut down.
But Trey, I'm telling you,
money.
I think you got to understand the psychology of people. When I'm sitting there, like, because you got to remember, I'm sitting there. I got to be at work in 15 minutes, and I need some gas, right? I'm telling people, minds say, you got to understand, this internet have trained us to do the most convenient and the most cheapest thing.
I agree.
And I'm telling you, yes, we can take a small group of people and make major changes, but I don't think that when it really comes down to like and another problem that we have is actually, go ahead.
Deal with that comment right there. No, it's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one right here.
Most people live above their means. They are not broke.
That's a fact, Edie man. Y'all don't never take that in consideration. For the most people that say they broke, go look at what they spend their money on.
All right, so let's break it down. Let's use the numbers.
So my point is, we waste a lot of money. We say we're broke, but I know people that struggle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then every time I see you, you smoking weed. Like, how you got financial problem, but you got enough money to buy weed every day?
Or alcohol.
Cigarette. You know how much a pack of cigarettes cost now?
I got you. So let me ask this a question. So a lot of times people use weed and alcohol to escape their reality. So I want to understand what Trey's coming from. The average black family makes about $50,000 a year, just men and women combined. And that's if it's a man and a woman in the house. You believe at $50,000, that's enough to sustain a regular lifestyle?
Some people do it to this day. It's people actually doing it. But regardless, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, those individuals, if we went and audited their spending, I can promise you, either man, me and you and 30K, I think we're all mature men. We can be like, hey, listen, if you stop doing this, you can save this. If you appropriate your funds here, you can do this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get that it's always room for improvement. Yeah, I'm not knocking that. But when we start talking about like the brass tacks of things, when you start looking at like, cause you got it's certain sacrifices. So I had to make sacrifices to get where I'm at. For example, I was making over 6 figures and I had 3 roommates. Mm-hmm. People said I was crazy to have roommates and be living with other dudes making that type of money, right? But I was sacrificed. I said I have to give something up to live a life that I want to live, right?
Listen, and me, I was making 6 figures on my side on my business, and I still had a 9 to 5.
9 to 5. So yeah, I'm saying it's a group of men that can go out and get it. But I'm telling you right now, it's a group of men. They're at a cap. I know we think everybody can go do DoorDash. They're never gonna make over a certain amount of money. It's just not gonna happen. It's not even in them, right? And so the point that I'm making is, yes, can we restructure their budget to make their budget make sense? Absolutely. But most people don't make enough money to be able to live a basic lifestyle if you understand how much rent is compared to what the average income is today.
Okay, gotcha. So when if you go in the black community 9 times out of 10, or and I mean not even the black community, if you go where the party scene at is in whatever city, right? Who you gonna see drinking and smoking and having fun every goddamn weekend?
I think you're gonna see 10% of the people out there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like even when we go to
Hold on,
those parties,
but I'm talking about our own people.
that's what I'm saying. So like, listen, and this is the myth. And I understood this in the club industry. I said, how many black people is in the city? And like, when you start understanding the analytics of club running a club, it's totally different, right? I said, how many black people in this city, and how many of these black people actually go out? And what you start realizing, you talking out of all the black people in that city, we talking 15, 20%.
But even with that 15, hold on, but even with that 15, 20%, there's a lot of money being spent.
Absolutely. So it's money to be made. I want to be clear.
It's a lot of money being wasted. Let me say that on entertainment.
Absolutely. Well, it depends on how you look at it, right? Because entertainment is the number one way that we cycle our money through the black community. So if we stop spending money on entertainment, we will stop cycling money through the black community.
So how are we cycling money through the black community through entertainment? Hold on, when it's not black owned.
Yeah, well, the clubs I know, the clubs that black people typically go to is black people clubs. It's not, they're not going to white folks clubs, right? That's owned by white folks.
What I'm saying, how is that money being dispersed back into the black community is what I'm saying from that black owner.
Yeah, like so usually that black owner typically, well, I don't know. Let me say that because I don't want to make something up.
Hey, either man, it's not.
Well, because that black owner can't listen. Let me tell you right now. If a black owner, imagine Trey, we at the club, and you look up there and you see a whole bunch of alcohol up there, and you be like, "Where the Hennessy at?" Well, nah, man, I got this brown that was made by a black business, by the way, that I'm supporting. I need you to give up drinking Hennessy or Ciroc or all these other quote unquote names and drink black owned. Black people would reject that at mass. You understand that, right?
So who is the problem?
I think black people are their own problem.
Thank you. That's how I'm trying to concede to.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
But
the I'm just saying is we are our own problem.
I thought I am was hopping in there, but no. So the point. Go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Good morning. What up, Trey?
What's good?
Not much, brother. So again, like I was great points for one to everybody who's been speaking. But the gist of the conversation, bro, right? Everybody, if you just look at the budgets and the financial situation in America, right? It sounded like y'all were talking about
so let me give you context. 1 million people sold. Kanye West says he's gonna have a concert. 1 million people signed up are in queue to purchase his tickets. That equaled up to $430 million right now. So the average cost of a grocery store, in a small neighborhood store, is $500K to $1.5 million. Medium supermarket, $3 to $10 million. What 430? So it equaled up to 430 million. What 430 million could build in a black community if we use a $3 million average per store, 430 million divided by 3 million equals 143 grocery stores. That means 140 plus grocery stores in the black communities, each employing 30 to 70 workers, fresh food access in areas with food deserts, millions of dollars circulating locally every year. Economic impact: a grocery store can generate 5 to 30 million in revenue, multiply across 140 grocery stores. You're talking about billions in yearly economic flow.
Right. So that's basically we was remember yesterday. That's what I was saying. We need them to bring those resources, which you just said. So if Kanye bring that to them, if he brings that,
who is them?
the people who are able to generate that type of money. Kanye is able to generate the $400 million. What you just broke down, that's coming from him doing the
Hold on.
show.
We're talking about in a span of hours. That's why I disagree with Edelman about we don't have the capital, because we actually do. We just appropriate the capital where we desire and where we want it. We're not even, hold on. We're not going to include all those people that are going to go get their hair done that day. We're not going to include all the people that's going to buy an outfit, the pair of shoes you're going to buy, the gas that you're going to put in your car.
Right.
Like there's so many different variables that come. The weed, the drinking, like it's so much
are you
money.
assuming
This
all
is what I'm
those people
saying.
are black though?
This is what I'm saying.
Like, are you assuming
no,
all that
that's
money
not the
came from
point.
black
That's
people?
not the point. We understand there're going to be other people. At the end of the day, we're talking
Mostly
about
other people though. It
hold
ain't
on.
even about to be
Hold
majority
on. We're
black
talking
people.
about Black Mile. You got to listen for a second. We're talking about at the end of the day, if a million black people, and I'm pretty sure a majority of those people are still black, so it still factors.
What,
right?
going to a Kanye show?
Yes.
Going to a nah, sir. No, we don't, bro. You can see Trey. You gotta see who actually purchases stadium tickets and goes there. It's
No.
not
You
us,
talking
bro.
about
We
ticket
black
sales?
people don't go
Hold
to
on.
tickets.
Ticket
We don't
sales
go
and
to
streams are different from actual concerts.
right. We don't go. That's what I'm saying. These arenas that Kanye is doing, like black people aren't going to those, bro. Like I
Yes, they
work.
are.
Hold on.
Are.
Listen to
You
me.
tripping?
Hold on. Can I, bro? I
There's
work
not going to
at
be
the
more white people than black people in the
Listen
Kanye
to me,
concert.
bro.
Stop.
Brother, I work at the MCI. Well, it's now called the Capital One Center, where the Washington Wizards play, bro. Concerts are held there all the time. Like this is what I do,
Hold
bro.
on. And it
It
depends
ain't
where we
a
are.
bunch of. It
Hold
ain't a
on. It
bunch
depends on
of.
where you are too. Let's just put it
If
like
you're
that. We have to
Kanye, and
factor
I
that
live
in.
in DC. Listen to what I just
Right.
said. I live in DC, bro. It's a high black population. This is Chocolate City, bro. It's way more of us here than it is any other demographic, bro. And when I'm at work for I haven't been to a Kanye concert, but I've been to a Kendrick one at work. I've been to plenty of rapper concerts at work, bro. It is mainly white people in these crowds, bro. It is not a bunch of black people, bro. We don't,
But
just like the gentleman broke down.
that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's a black person generating the money regardless.
Okay, so I'm with you. Okay, so that was my Trey. So now we're okay. I'm with you there. Yes, Kanye, that black person is able to generate the money you said. So he now needs to take that money and do what you said. Like I'm with you, bro. Like yes, that money he's able to generate. He
So
needs
this is
to
my
bring
point.
it.
This is my point. Regardless, the black individual can generate that type of money being spent in one day. Matter of fact, in a span of hours.
But
So
you're looking at it wrong, Trey. I
I'm not
promise you.
looking at it wrong.
I'm about to explain it to you. Everybody care about the recreational dollar. That's not why white people win. What they do is this is what we need to find a way. Stop giving white people the majority of our income. And you know how that come, Trey?
Talk to me.
Through rent and mortgage payments. The majority of your income throughout your whole life is going to be your.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm glad you said that. Black Mile, what did I say last night when we had this conversation?
You brought up how much we're spending, and remember, I said that though. Remember,
No.
I said that to you. I
No,
said
be
most
specific. Hold on. Did I mention about our our living environments and how we should and what we should purchase, etc.?
Yes. So yes, you said that you actually the point that you made that I agree with. Yes, he right. He said the worst investment you could make is buying a home, even though they teach us it's not. But that was you that said that, right? Or
No,
am I confusing
what I
with
said,
somebody
what we
else?
need to do is, and you're going to be uncomfortable. Let's just put it out there, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be uncomfortable. My
You
bad. My
might be
bad. Yes,
uncomfortable.
that.
I say the
Yeah.
smartest thing you could do is buy a piece of land,
Right.
right? Matter of fact, I got a homegirl that literally in Texas, in Palestine, bought 5 acres for $50,000, literally, right?
Right.
Now, like I said, all she has to do, she can put a mobile home on that land, 3-bedroom mobile home, put a foundation on the mobile home, and you have a regular crib.
Right.
You literally have a regular house. All you gotta do is put a foundation on it. A lot of people don't even know that. You can put a foundation on the mobile home, right? So now you got a 3-bedroom crib. You don't have a garage. Wait, just put a goddamn shade over the garage. Now your car is covered, right? Live a basic, simple life. Your house is possibly paid for. And guess what? You don't have a big loan from the bank.
we hustling backwards, Trey. Listen. It's I promise you.
No,
Yes,
hold on, man, real quick. Do you
yes,
understand what I'm? Hold on,
yes.
I'm talking about getting out the system. Is what I'm. That's my
Yes,
main point.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes, 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 yes. Which we're hustling backwards. You know, the biggest problem I learned in the black community, first of all, is refinances. We need to stop refinancing. Hey,
Oh,
we get
100%.
along. We need to get along. We need to pay it off. The second thing is stop selling grandma house, Trey.
I agree.
Moved into grandma house. So look, this is the worst mistake that I see in the black community. What
I
we
agree.
do is we sell grandma house to go live in an apartment. We sell grandma instead of saying, I'm gonna move in grandma house. I know grandma house need a new roof. I know grandma house might need some windows. I know I can hustle over the next, year or two, and I can fix this up to be a luxury house, right? We
I
have
agree.
to get to this point where and this is why people in the military create so much wealth. We got to get to a point that if my grandma paid this house off, nobody for the next 5 or 6 generations should be paying rent.
Yeah.
I sit down, Trey. I sit down with white folks all the time buying new homes. And I look
Mm-hmm.
at this, I say, hey, I was like, bro, you 23 years old. How are you dropping $150,000 down payment on this house and you're gonna have this house paid off in 10 years? How is that possible at 23? He said, well, my dad, he got his house from his grandparents, they got their house from their grandparents, and they got their house from grandparents. We as a family, for the most part, haven't paid rent in 4 generations. Do you understand the type of money we would have in the black community if we can
For
get
sure.
rid of our rent?
100%.
But you know what this is what we say. I'm gonna write a book about this, Trey. We tell us, hey, push our kids into poverty. You 18, get out my house. The stupidest thing I ever heard.
Mine ain't going nowhere.
And I
And
mean,
so,
but again, either man, you gotta think about it though. So you made a point earlier about how the average income is 50,000 in the black community, and that's if you're doing well. Like if you go to places like Mississippi, Tuscaloosa, like again, I'm where I'm from. I've seen nothing but black people have success, so it made me naive to how poverty really worked, bro. Once I got out here and went to some of these rural places where the opportunity isn't the same, it's like again, I'm not saying it's right, but some of them people that put their kids out, they kind of need you to be on your own at that point because they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. I mean, as messed up as that is, that's just the reality for majority of us. Most of us are living in dire poverty, bro. And I don't think people truly understand that. The pandemic should have, in my opinion, showed people that when they force people to stay in the house, most of us can't do that because I can't make no money in the house. I don't got one of them jobs where I can work from home. You know what I'm saying? Who
hello,
most of us that ain't. So that right there should have showed people, you know what
but
I'm saying,
brother,
how
hold
serious
on,
it is.
but listen to what you're saying. I had enough room for you at 17. And now that you became 1 year older, the earth went around the sun one time. I now don't have room
Right.
for you. I
Do
probably
you do you have children? You got children, either
yes.
man?
I have an 18-year-old. Listen, the
Yeah.
reason I'm saying this, I have an 18-year-old daughter who I guarantee you her stock portfolio will destroy most people. Destroy like
Facts.
people.
So
People
that's
couldn't
that's
even say
great.
hello. No, cause I said, hey, check this out. Normally you'll go somewhere and you're gonna pay rent. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna pay $1,000. 1,500 rent. How about this?
Right.
You stay in your room. We gonna take that same $1,500 that you gonna go pay rent somewhere else, and we gonna do it.
Right.
Now I'm gonna treat you. And now parents gotta have this ability to do this. I can't treat you like a child no more because you are an adult.
Right.
And see,
And that's what they
it's
think they're
this.
doing, bro. That's
Hold
the
on, but
thing. We're
that's a
dealing with a undereducated and financially illiterate folk, bro. Like we need to understand
Nah,
that. Like
that's BS. Let
that's
me tell
what
you
we're
why it's
dealing with.
BS. That's
What you
BS, bro.
mean?
Ma, that's an excuse. Let me tell you why.
That's not an excuse,
Let
bro.
me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you why.
If that's
Hold
if
on.
all you gotta do is look at the schooling systems and
Man,
how
nobody
they're
trying to hear none
poorly
of that weak
unfunded,
stuff,
bro.
man. Nobody trying to hear none of
It's
that, man.
not, bro. It's
Bro,
what it is, bro. You
no,
can't
no, it's
dismiss.
not. No, it's not. You
Bro,
have the
hold on,
choice.
Trey. If you're gonna
Black
bring up
Mile,
stats,
Black
Trey, because
Mile,
you
you
like
have the
you can't
choice
bring
to
up our
put your
spending
money where
statistics
you
and then
want
this.
it.
But Trey, you can't bring up our spending statistics and then
Why we
ignore
can't?
the educate because
Why we can't?
you're ignoring the
Hold on.
education statistics. You're
Hold
saying
on.
that
Who
that's
taught me
weak.
how to hold on?
You saying,
Who taught
oh, bro,
who
listen,
taught me
Trey,
how to
I'm not
invest? Who taught me
Trey.
how to invest?
If we're going to use statistics, Trey, we
Who
got to be
taught me how
consistent
to
with it, Trey. We
invest?
can't only use them to when
Who
it.
taught me how to invest?
I don't know who taught you how to invest, bro. I don't know.
Myself.
Okay, that's great for you, bro. That's great. But again, you're
So what's
assuming
the
everyone
excuse?
has this. But Trey, everyone doesn't have your. What you're doing is projecting your lifestyle onto everybody. Everybody don't have whatever
I'm
made
not. No, no,
Trey.
no. I'm not.
Trey, yes, you are, Trey.
No, I'm not.
Everybody ain't
No, I'm
you,
not.
bro.
I'm not
Like
projecting my lifestyle on
bro.
nobody.
Listen, Trey. Listen,
I'm not
Trey.
projecting my
I come
lifestyle
from
on
a.
nobody.
Yes, you are. You just said
Wow.
I taught myself
Explain
how
that.
to because you just literally said who taught me how to invest. I said
I
who?
asked a
You
question.
said me.
I
Okay,
did.
cool. So whatever that makes, so whatever your raisins in your village was that made you Trey, bro, and made you the person you are to where you had the discipline to do that. You're projecting that everyone has that and should be able to do it because you did
No,
it. That's
what I'm
exactly what
saying,
you're saying
there's no excuses.
or insinuating. You
What
might
I'm
not be
no, I
saying
know
that, but you definitely
I'm
insinuating that.
saying there's no
You
excuses. Because guess what,
okay?
right? Watch this. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna help you out real quick. Because y'all play this victim mindset, it kills me, right? How many black young girls you think, I'm talking about under the age of 10, that were their mothers take them to go get their nails done?
Brother, I don't know. I
Can
have
you
no
answer the
idea.
question? Can
I'm
you answer the
answering it. I
question?
have no idea. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you, do you see it?
Do I see women taking their daughters to get their nails done?
Yes, under the age of 10.
I've seen it. I mean, it's not something I'm paying attention to, Trey. But yes, I'm sure I've seen it before. It's not something that
Okay,
I'm out here
okay,
actively.
okay.
You
So
get what I'm saying? So
I'm
I
using
can't
this as
accurately answer it.
an example. Okay. Now it happens all the time, literally every day. So if they take that $30 and if they doing it monthly, and so instead of getting their nails done, and they took that $30, and let's just start with a Robinhood profile. Let's go basic, right? A
Right.
Robinhood voter profile, and put that $30 in the VU or the SPY. What do you think will happen in a year? How much do you think that will grow?
I mean, it depends on their profile and what they. I mean, all of that varies, bro. Like it
It's gonna
depends on what
grow.
they're
It's gonna
investing
grow by
in.
default. Hold on, it's gonna grow
It
by
depends
default.
on the
It's
investments,
gonna.
though. You
I'm
know
trying
how
to tell
that
you.
works, right?
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. It's gonna grow at least 8% by default in a
Like
year.
you better off actually just putting your money in a mutual fund. Like if you ask me, that's what you should do. Like your money
Cool,
needs to go on
cool for
mutual funds
argument. That's cool that
to
he
where
So
chose
hold
a
you
on,
mutual fund.
You see where I'm going with that though?
Yeah. So
like because
I think
at
what
that
he's
point you
saying.
don't have to. Because with the
I
stock market, bro, you're playing with you like you're rolling. I mean, you know how it works, bro. I'm sure you bought up Robinhood for a reason. You clearly have the education on the stock market. You know how that works. If a mutual fund, you literally ain't doing nothing. You just putting your money in, it's guaranteed to gain interest over time without you worrying about something dropping or falling, bro. Like, but again, we don't know these things. You know what I'm saying? This is something I ain't find out till I was damn near 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it ain't my fault that they spent 12 years
Okay,
teaching me
so
about
watch this.
Christopher Columbus and
Hold on, watch
goddamn
it. No,
all
no,
this
no, no,
shit
no.
that
Watch
don't
this.
matter.
Hold on,
Like, why wasn't I taught that?
my
Like,
brother, my brother. You gotta let people talk, bro. So look, either man talked about his daughter stock portfolio. Both my
right,
kids, hold on, both my kids, one is 11, one is 4. Both of them have portfolios. So
right.
what's the excuse?
I mean, bro, I did whatever made you and either man him, shout out to that. That's great. But to assume that whatever it is that y'all went through that made everyone got that, bro. Like me, I had a privileged upbringing, bro, and I'm able to
I
realize
did,
that.
hold
Okay,
on, and I did
so
it. That makes it
hold
even
on, listen.
worse.
Trey, hold on, but
You
Trey,
got to hear my
but you're
argument
assuming,
because I should have won
Trey, hold
privilege.
on, but Trey, you're assuming that I live a terrible life or something, no, bro. Like I never once
What are you
said that.
talking
Like, bro,
about?
No, hold on.
listen,
I think y'all
listen,
talking
Trey.
past each other. Y'all
Yeah,
talking.
no,
No, he's
he's
not.
hold on, either
He the
man,
man. He the one
he's
not
not
understanding.
Either man,
hold on,
what I'm
guys.
trying to
Both.
get him, what I'm trying to get him to understand is, I understand the reason I'm able to do things is because I had like I had somebody who was able to sign me up for Taekwondo lessons. I had
And I
parents
did it.
who was a okay, right, but so the fact that I had those advantages, Trey, did a lot with how I see the world and am able to. Everybody in my neighborhood didn't have that. Like my dad was the dad. Damn it, everybody in the blood. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my upbringing. Even though I was, you know what I'm saying, where I was, I had more than them. So because of that, Trey, I understand what comes with it. So for me to then sit around and be like, oh, well, all y'all had to do was go get Taekwondo lessons and go get some extra school
Black
tutoring,
Mall,
and
you
you'll be
all
able
over
to
the
do this,
place.
that, and the
My
third.
Yeah,
brother,
Like,
you
bro, that's
all
I
crazy.
think
Black
That's
y'all
Mall,
guys
you
crazy.
keep
all over the
talking.
place.
Y'all keep
That's
talking past
crazy.
each other. Because first of all,
No,
hold on.
he don't see it, either man.
I know, I get he don't see what you saying is that you was able to create all the things that he quote unquote said that he created without having a father to do it. You was self-learned. I understand that point. And he said that he believed looking from having a father, having the influence of the people are at a disadvantage than him. And both of you guys are talking correct. That's to say, y'all talking past each other. What I am saying is a stock portfolio might not be the best thing for that family. And I get what Trey's saying because he said that works for him. This is what I think families should do.
No, hold
All
on, real quick. Before you, no, so you can understand my point. My point was this, either man. And I don't mean to cut you off. My point was this, right? We choose to appropriate our money where we desire and we want it, whether
absolutely.
it's gonna benefit us for the future or not. So there are no excuses if we're taking a 9-year-old girl, a 6-year-old girl, every goddamn month to get her toes and nails done, and then sit up here and complain about the economy when you can take that money and appropriate it somewhere that's gonna benefit her when she turns 18. That's my point.
Yeah, but and I think that's the point that I keep trying to help you understand. Getting the nails done is not the issue. This is what I think families see. Families are scared of embarrassment. This
How's
is the
that not
big.
an issue?
I'm about to explain it to you. Cause her getting those nails done for $30 and she paying 5% interest on the parents paying 5% interest on the mortgage and they costing them $2,000 a month in interest is the problem. So I think, and that's what I'm trying to help you understand. It's like $30 compared to $2,000, $3,000 in interest. Like they're not even close to even
I
having the
I
conversation.
I agree,
So
but you still
so
go
the
ahead.
point that I'm saying is what we need to do as a family, we need to say, hey, I'm vulnerable. All of us need to sit down at this table. And I need to say, Trey, just imagine if all of us was in the same file. Hey, Trey, bring all your debts to the table. E, bring it. Hey, Black, bring it. 30, bring all your debts. So we need to build a family spreadsheet and see what all it is. Because it doesn't make sense for me to invest $30 in Robinhood if I'm paying 28% in interest payments on a credit card. So
Real
what
quick.
you're saying is it works for people that's not in debt. But I'm telling you, you will never invest and make as much money as you paying these credit cards debts and these mortgage payments. Like you're not going to be able to invest your way out of that. So we all need to sit down and say, hey, Trey, okay, you got this, that, and third. Okay, how about let's try to consolidate this where we all stand in one house for a season and let us all contribute to a family to getting out of debt as a family. If you get out of debt
I
as
agree.
a family, you unlock the potential for that family. But the
I
problem
agree.
is, people literally pay the minimum on these credit cards, and they say, "Well, let me go start a Robinhood account," and then they realize that 10 years later, their Robinhood account grew, but they still owe the same amount on the credit cards. They was only paying interest payments. So that's the point that I'm saying is get out of everybody go before they do anything. Let's get out of debt as a family, and then we can invest in Robinhood. Then we can go buy real estate. Then we can do all these other things. But we all got to get on one accord
I
that we got to get
disagree.
debt free.
I disagree. Let me tell you why. And I understand. In the total scheme, I agree with what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that person is still going to, with that credit card debt, with that mortgage debt, they're still going to go spend their money in places they don't need it, regardless. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to I was trying to get to what you were saying, Trey. At the end of the day, that person, and it is that person, that individual, if they're going to decide on spending $30 on instant gratification, that's the issue. They're going to spend that $30. If it's going to be on credit card, which means they're going to spend a little bit more. The question is like, why do you need to spend that $30 a week, which equates to what's that? I think I did the math. I think that's
Now it's like $30 a
We
month.
got to though. We got to spend this money. Listen, listen. I know Trey. See, Trey might not understand the struggle because he got them dreads. I can't show up, with the cricket hairline, with the willow peak. You know what I'm saying? And you like it's certain things that are built into the black community. Like that. That's the point that I'm saying. Is so when we start talking about women getting their hair done, men getting haircuts, quote unquote. Yes, I believe you can cut back. Maybe do your own nails. Our upkeep as black people is almost a fixed expense.
why though.
And not only that though, like black women, y'all do know black women are the most like educated demographic out of everybody, right? Like there's no
No, they're not.
demographic and
No, they're not.
that they have more degrees than anybody. No, bro,
No, they
they
don't.
go. That's it. Okay, bro. This is quantifiable stuff. You can
I
actually
promise you, if
like
you
check
look
what I'm
up,
saying.
they are the
I
most
have,
enrolled in they're the most enrolled. They're not. If you take
bro.
black women and Asian women, Asian women have more degrees. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
and in the United States, they have more degrees than them.
Yes,
Or are you
Yes.
saying in the
yes,
world? Okay,
that's true.
okay. So,
So
bro,
no, no, because the
if
statistics
you
said,
have
hello, let's just quote the statistics so
I'm about to
people
pick it.
can.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Hold
So
on, let
it
me look it
said
up, right?
that black women are the most enrolled.
And they have the highest
Okay,
debt.
exact. So again, with that being, we were told what we were told. Well, I was told. I don't know what y'all were told. Let me not say what we were told. What I was
And they
told
have the
is when
highest
we
student
grow up.
loan debt.
What I was raised is the key was to go to school, get your education, go grab the degree so you can go out here and obtain a well-paying career. That's what I was told. Maybe y'all were told something different where
I
y'all are
wasn't
from.
told nothing. I was in the
But
street.
that's okay, cool. But that's what I was told. Okay. And about it, so a lot of us fell for that, to your point, went and created a lot of debt, went into fields that are now overpopulated. Like there was a time, like if you went to go become in the medical field, you could become a millionaire being a doctor. You can make hundreds of thousands being a doctor right now, but unless you like a plastic surgeon or something, you probably not going to ever see those millions of dollars and all that debt that you create, that you accumulated in order to be a doctor is the issue. So we can sit up here and talk about how buying nails or buying hair or shape ups is the problem, but you just hit it on the head. The debt that's being accumulated, Trey, for people going out here trying to obtain things that they were told this is how you do it is the problem. Like people are literally not making enough money to support their lifestyles and the debt that they've accumulated trying to get to the American dream.
And
That
they
is the
still
big.
spending money that they don't need to be spending at the same time. So make it make sense.
There's still been, so you really feel like that $30 a month, which you that they're spending on that is going to get them out of to financial freedom. Like you truly
That's
believe
not
that.
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is to start in every dollar counts if you're struggling and if you
But
need to get out of poverty.
but
Every
why
dollar
can't you?
counts.
I feel like you was on the right track yesterday when you was talking about
I'm
not
on the right track
accumulating debt.
now.
When you said not accumulating debt with the homes and the schools, like to me, Trey, that should be the first conversation, bro. Like we need to stop accumulating gigantic debts that way, bro. I am totally with you. Matter of fact, debt is what run this country. You know that. Once your debt is accumulated, it is sold and it's gaining interest the entire time. That's how it works. It's literally what's running. So, like me and you are in agreement there. Where we are disconnecting that is the route on how to go about it. I don't feel like we like telling somebody to, especially if you work. Let's be real, bro. I work in corporate America. You got to get your hair cut and done. If you're doing that, you got to do that for work. Like, what you mean? Like, I gotta show up to work looking a certain way. I can't go in there around them people looking a certain way. They go and say something about that. So, like, I mean, like that. I mean, we just got to be realistic, bro. Like, to say that everybody is just blowing money just to look good. No, some people got to do it for the very jobs that they have.
No, but
And to
I
that,
kind of get,
wait,
I get what Trey.
hold on, real
I
quick.
get.
To that point, so let's talk to that point, right? What is the average cost of a haircut?
Shoot, about $50 now, bro. Like if you got a beard and all that, like you know what I mean? Like yeah, they taxing for those about now.
Okay, so if it's about $50 to get your hair cut, is there a certain style that is required by that corporation?
No.
Nah, not for the most part, just
Hold on,
professional.
no. Yeah, no.
It's just
Because
professionalism.
okay, because there are some people that just cut their own hair in order to try to recoup that $50.
Yeah,
So
no, no,
I
no.
understand. Go
Yeah,
Man,
ahead.
but
but
what if you can't
most
cut
people,
hair though, bro?
yeah,
Like
most
that's
people
you
don't
get what
have the
I'm
ability. Like, hold on, because we got, yeah, you can. Listen, you can take some clippers to your head and not have a lineup, but you ain't gonna get no coochie. Listen, it's so much things that is kind of embedded in our culture. Listen, I'm not just listen. I still want to be attracted to women. I want to shoot my shot when I was single. Like I want to do all of these things. And what you ask men, what you asking people to do is to disconnect from the black community when you ask them to start doing these things, which is crazy.
Hold on. When you ask him to do what?
So if you ask a man, hey, check this out, stop getting your hair cut. When you ask a woman, hey, stop getting your hair done. I'm telling you that the same dudes on this panel talking about don't go get your hair done to a woman, go drag these women and not talk to them. So for her really to be a part of this black community, she got to maintain herself with maintenance.
So are we
I agree
talking
with
to
that.
the community or are we talking to the workplace? Because those are
No,
two
we talk.
different
No,
places.
no, because the whole subject is how can the black community get better? And I'm telling you, if a whole bunch of dudes came up here without lineups and tried to holler at women, the women ain't going.
So in the inverse of that, if a woman doesn't get her hair done, she's not going to get no D.
I'm saying that she ain't gonna get no husband.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I will say this. I
She's
mean,
not. Hold on,
regardless
hold on,
of,
hold on, hold on. Let's just stop there. Before you say you ain't gonna say that, you telling me if a woman had nappy hair, you still hollering at her and gonna make her a
I
wife and bring her
mean,
around us?
I mean, what's again, brother? I don't. What the attraction is subjective. Maybe you might not,
Oh,
but
okay,
somebody
One
else
hundred
might. I
percent.
mean,
that's.
I'm just being real,
I
bro.
I
I
agree with
can't.
him on that. One
I'm
hundred
not
Yeah, no,
about to
percent.
I'm
sit
just
up
saying.
here. I'm not
You
about to
think
sit
I'm a
up here and
great?
just say.
Listen, like
That's like me.
this,
Hold on. That's like me saying.
but we
Hold
got to
on,
be
real quick, E
honest in
man.
these
Let's
conversations,
hold
bro.
on, Eat
Please
man.
be
Eat
honest.
man. Eat man. Let's use a different example, right? That's like me saying, "Oh, girl, you better hit the gym and lose some weight because you big. Ain't nobody like it's people out here who love big women. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I'm not going to just absolute anything. Like I try not to speak in absolutes, bro. Like I don't feel like yeah, saying a woman or a man who doesn't have a certain look can't get anybody. Like I just like nah, I don't. That's not the reality I see, either, man. I just got to disagree with you there.
Hold on, okay, like, and this what I'm saying is, I think the one thing the black community have to do is be honest to ourselves. It's a difference. Men, I remember it used to be this saying. They used to say, hey, bro, you not depressed. You just need a haircut and some ass, and you'll be good. I used to hear, no, growing up, I used to hear older dudes tell y'all, bro, you ain't really depressed. You need to just go get you a nice little lineup, swing by Shawty crib real quick, and you're going to be good. And it was true. So I'm just telling you, it's just certain things that's built in our community that women don't want to holler at men who don't cut their hair or groom themselves. And men don't want to talk to women who don't groom themselves.
Okay, can we say this either, man? Like let's remove us doing it for other people. Let's just say people are grooming themselves for themselves to feel good because it's like self care is a form of self therapy. Which do we agree that the self care and self therapy is something important that we need to find time to do things that make us feel good about
Yeah, but I'm
ourselves?
just telling you, I can't get it like the
So
barber, bro. Listen.
okay,
I get it.
I agree.
When you go to that barber, it's an experience. When he get that line up so sharp, it's like, and
Right,
then when you walking across by women double taking at you. I'm just
right.
telling you, it is an experience that most
Oh,
people
not for
cannot
sure.
do themselves.
Not for sure, brother. Look, I'm heavily invested in my lineup, bro. Like I agree with you, brother. But again, I'm also saying that I don't want to say that is going to keep somebody from getting somebody. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's the beat. Like when all just to say because a brother ain't getting the line up, he can't get a woman, or if a
Hold on.
Well, no, I'm
sister's
not
not
saying
getting
that
their
he can
hair
get a
done,
woman.
he can't get white. Like
Hey,
that's
get
that's
with it.
too
he can
absolute.
get a woman, but he won't
Hey,
bring them
with it.
around us.
I mean, hey, again, I don't. Okay, cool. I guess so. I mean, but again, I've seen all type of people with partners, bro. Like I've seen people who have had nice hairdos that have partners. I've seen people who have what you may call nappy, or I choose to say natural. Like they have partners as well. So. It's somebody out here for everyone, bro. If you make yourself available, somebody will find you. If you know what I mean, if you know.
But you asking that person, they saying, think about what you're really saying. I can go get a $50 haircut and qualify for an 8. Or I can not get this $50 haircut and qualify for a
But
4.
what you think is an 8 might be
No,
different
no,
than
no,
what
hold
I think is an
on.
8.
No, listen. You're
What
not
you
listening.
define as an 8 might
No,
not
but
be an 8 for me,
you
bro.
missing what I'm saying. From my point of view, I can go get a haircut and get an 8 from my lens, not yours. I cannot have a haircut and go get and pull a 4. I'm trying to tell you, men are saying I'm not about to just decrease my dating potential for $50.
All right,
Okay.
hold on, real quick. Okay, I get your point. So you're talking about the young folks in the sense of trying to potentially get a mate, right? But not the individuals that are already married or possibly balding, and they still need to maintain in order to maintain their marriage or relationship.
I think to maintain a marriage, you gotta keep yourself up. I done heard men in this space say she got big and I wasn't attracted to her no more. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just trying to help y'all understand that maintenance is a part of it's literally a part of black community. And so when you ask people, hey, you should not have this level of maintenance, you almost telling them to remove themselves to something that actually makes them black.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Absolutely.
That
So
makes them
you,
black? No,
yeah,
no,
I
no, hold on,
disagree
no, no, no,
there.
hold on,
See,
no, 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 hold
I
on.
disagree
Hold on.
there
That
so
makes
much,
them
bro.
black?
Yeah, I think that connects them to the black community.
But that's dangerous what you're doing, bro. We can't limit blackness to hairlines and hairdos,
I'm
bro.
not saying
Like
that's the
that's,
only thing that makes them black.
I
Hold
mean,
on. Let's be clear. I'm telling you, if I can go see a different race, if he got that lineup, I'm like, man, he knows somebody black, or he go to a black barber.
but see,
Like,
but you see what you just did though, like that. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like that right there can't be a thing, in my opinion, bro. It's dangerous because if you're gonna do it for that now you gotta do it for the ignorant stuff too. You see what I'm saying? Like when people doing ignorant stuff that they like to label black shit, we gotta be like, oh, they do it. I for one
hold
don't
on.
subscribe to that.
So you
I don't
telling me
subscribe to
lineups?
that.
Hold on. You telling me lineups are not a black thing?
They're prominent in the black community. Yes, they are. But other people get
Either, hold
lineups
on,
too,
Hold
either
bro.
on.
man,
Oh,
either
see,
man,
y'all just don't be
either
truthful
man,
on this
either man.
line.
I
I
I don't
have
know.
haven't.
never, either man, I have never seen a man because of his edge up. And I looked at him and said, oh, he knows a black barber.
I I listen. I have.
It's
I have.
never been a
I
thought.
This is
I
My
have
crazy.
barber's
seen men.
actually
Hold on,
Dominican,
hold
by the
on.
way.
I
My
have
barber's
listen,
Dominican. He ain't even black.
listen.
Like
Let me help Trey understand. I have seen men without lineups, and I said he don't got a black barber. Absolutely, I done seen men. I'm telling you, I done seen men. I was like, it's no way a black barber didn't give that man no lineup. He must have had. He must have went to some of them Asians or
Yeah,
somebody else.
but
I know for a fact that he didn't go to no black barber.
but how does that correlate to the conversation? I'm curious.
So what the whole correlation is when we start saying people need to sacrifice maintenance to be able to invest, I think it's unrealistic. I think it's unrealistic in the black community. We need to actually be talking about getting rid of where the majority of our income is going, which is debt. So we put in these two things, the things that you say recreational versus when we start talking about recreational versus our everyday tasks and debts that's come residually, we need to find a way to get rid of the debt. The debt is the problem in the black community. That's how it ties together.
facts.
But I believe in getting rid of the debt, but you got the debt on top of the unnecessary spending, and then we want to talk about how we don't have the funds or the financial capabilities to do certain things when we continue to waste money on top of the debt.
Right, brother Trey, you're right, bro. But I wanted to point out something that I wrote in the comments, but you probably didn't see it. A lot of us don't know we could take out money on life insurance and just use that to build a business or build a brand or build a company. You could have several different life insurances policies with different life insurance companies. Take that
Horrible
money
idea.
out, reinvest.
Horrible idea.
No, that's not a horrible idea because people do it all the time.
But
And
it's still a horrible
they
idea.
become millions.
Hold on, Wolf. It's still a horrible idea. Barring from the next.
Tell me why.
Hold on,
Tell me why.
I'm telling you.
It's creating debt.
Barring from your next generation is not a smart decision.
Borrowing from life insurance is not a smart decision. You know people that
No, hold on.
millionaires doing
Listen.
that?
So if I take money out of a life insurance, I am borrowing from the next generation. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
No.
Oh my God.
You are.
I'm saying if you let's say hold on, let me use this for example, Edie, man. Let's say you got 3 insurance policies with 3 different companies, right? And you have those policies for over 5.5, 10 years. Now, looking at the math and the data and the numbers, 3 policies, 3 different companies, that could be around about 50, 60 grand all together. So let's say you take out 25 to 15,000, right? You want to start a small business or you want to invest that money into a small property. Once you invest the money and the property flips or the money grows, you can put the money back. That's my point. I'm saying it's faster doing it that way. That's what I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
No. I got it.
Let me get this. Hold on. Wolf, what Eda Man is saying is that you're still borrowing from something that's for something that's unforeseen. Life insurance is for what specifically?
For if something happens, your families would they be taken care of?
How can you predict what's going to happen to that person that has a life insurance when you borrow it?
You can't, but y'all not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if
I hear what you're
take
saying,
the money out and you flip the money, you could put the money back because you made double or triple what you had.
So Wolf, what happened if you die?
That's the point, Wolf. What happens as soon as you
can't
withdraw that money and that person?
You can't worry about that. You know why? Because some people don't even have life insurance. So what you gonna say? I'm I'm keeping on argument. Hold on, Eda, man. We're talking about the black community, right? I know tons of people right now that don't even have life insurance at all. Period. At all. So if they die, their family got to figure out how to scrape up some money, do a fish fry, or something to pay their funeral, right? So if you put the money in some you wouldn't even have anyway, and you take the money out to spend on a business or to invest the money into a brand or something like that, you're tripling, you're quadrupling your money. That's my point.
Do you got to pay interest on this?
It depends on what it depends on what company you use for your life insurance policy.
Yes.
They all have
No, you do. They all have interest. The question is
you
how
have to
much
pay
the
interest.
is.
Some of them are low, some of them high. Just depends.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on the rate. That's what varies the interest.
It's a horrible idea. Listen, I promise y'all it's a horrible idea. Just think about what I'm saying. I gave you my money. And now what you gonna do is you gonna give me my money back. And I'm gonna pay interest on my money. Tell me where that makes sense.
And that's creating more debt too, bro. Like that's
no, it's not. I'm telling you. Let's listen. Y'all not hearing enough of what I'm saying.
No.
If you take out, I'm gonna say one more.
Hold on, Wolf, real quick. You are correct, Wolf. You are correct, Edie Man. But what Wolf is saying, if I don't have nothing and I use that, and that helps me get to a financial trajectory where I can pay the money back and still profit and have a business that's going to take me to 6-7 figures for the next 20 years, then he won.
No, but y'all, hold on, y'all, okay.
Hold on. Is that not a fact?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you why it's not.
If he don't have nothing, he borrows against his life insurance policy, and he literally starts a business and generate 7 figures, and he pays the money with the interest back. He won.
Trey, most businesses
it don't matter. He still won.
No, he did not.
Trey.
Yes, he did. If he paid the money back and generated a business that's profiting, what are you talking about?
Do most businesses succeed, Trey?
It don't matter. That's not the point that I'm making.
Listen, Trey. So Trey,
I was a license.
That's not the point.
Hold on, listen,
That's
Trey.
why it's not a good
Trey,
idea, though,
hold on,
Trey.
no, wait.
Right now,
Hold
listen,
on,
if
no,
you're
wait.
talking about
Listen, can I just
for the
respond to you,
general,
Trey, to what you
go
just
ahead.
said to show you why it doesn't? Like people actually have no idea on how life insurance works. So
I
first of
do.
all, I sold life insurance for 10 years.
I got you.
You cannot get a loan that of money that you have not put in. I can't put
I got
$100
you.
in and get
I agree.
$150.
I
So
agree.
I'm telling you, even if you build a business with your
Mhm.
own money that you pay interest on, I'd rather you go to a bank and pay interest on their money than your own money.
Hold on. And I'm not refuting what you're saying, but I think you didn't hear what I said.
I did hear you saying that if you look at the grand scheme of things, you had a successful business,
I'm
but
talking
that's
about
not a
what we're saying.
win. No, listen, you're right that I got a successful business, but it's not a win because I pay interest on my money. Those
Okay,
are
so
two different things.
watch it. I got you. Hold on. So watch this. So let's say, and I know you gotta once you put a certain amount of money, you can only take so much out, right? So let's say I took 10,000. Let's say it's 10,000. Boom. I started a freaking landscaping business, right? Boom. Get me a zero turn. Boom, boom, boom. Buy me a little truck. Boom. I generate and I get the interest. I mean, I get the loan at 2% rate. I only took out 10,000.
Yep.
So if I generate and build a business off that, in the next 10 years, I make 7 figures a year. You tell me that's not a win.
Yes. The reason I'm
Thank
telling you
you.
that, I'm telling you
That's
that's
what I was
not a
trying to tell him,
win.
Trey, but he
No,
don't
no,
understand that.
no,
That's what
no,
I was
no.
trying to tell
Listen,
him.
It
because
is a
Trey
win.
think
Oh
no.
my God.
Let me tell you why it's not a win,
It's
Trey.
still a win because you're still, hold
Okay.
on. I
All right,
done paid all the money back. I'm still
and
paying on my
interest.
pot. Hold on. I'm still paying on my pot. Bro, I'm paying it. I done paid the interest and the goddamn, I done paid the policy back and the interest back at 2%.
So
And I'm making
it's hold
7
on, hold on.
figures for the
It's a
next 10
win.
years.
It's a
It is
win
what are you
compared to
talking
what? Hold
about?
on. I understand the disconnect.
Now
It's a
starting the
win
question.
compared
So
to
It's
what?
a win
No, hold on.
compared to not doing it at all, Edelman, and not speaking on it.
exactly.
Just
Oh, okay,
living in
yeah,
the hold on,
That's a
hold on, hold on,
different
hold on, hold
point.
on, hold
absolutely.
on, hold on,
Okay,
hold
That's a
on,
look,
different
hold on,
point.
hold on,
hold
hold
on.
on.
Wolf done cleared
Edelman,
it up for
let me
me.
explain.
Hold
Hold
on,
on,
hold
Edelman,
on,
let me
hold
explain
on.
something to you.
You
Most
cleared
of
it
us
up.
That's a
would
different point.
most of us would never do that, right? So we just live it our mundane lives, working a 9 to 5 and die. Go get up every morning, get in traffic, go to work, come home, eat your lunch on your hour lunch break or however long you got on your lunch break, and just die.
When he's done, let me speak.
No,
My
Hey,
point
but
is this:
30K,
if
what he
there's
said is,
people,
hey, you know,
that's
living in the
doing
hood
that.
is a win. Listen to what he's saying. Living in the
wait,
hood
hold.
is a win if I
That's
compare
not what he
people to
said, bro.
Africa.
No,
That's not what he's saying at all, bro.
I get what you're saying. That's a completely different point from where you're talking from. You're talking from the stand. I understand what you're saying. If you're in debt and you're trying to borrow from the life insurance policy in order to build a business to get out of debt, you're still in debt because you're still paying the interest. I think that's what he's speaking from. If you're,
I'm
but if
not talking about debt at all. There's no debt in it. You don't
that's
have any debt.
Wolf,
I'm
that's
That
the
saying
point.
is
let's
that.
Wolf, that's the
no.
point.
What
You
I'm
were
saying
talking.
is you don't currently have or acquire any debt at all. So
The
what you're doing,
loan
let's
from the
say,
life insurance is that.
yes, listen, let's say you had your life insurance policy over 10, 15 years, right? So that accumulate, you have more than one with several different companies, and it accumulates about 60 grand, right? The average funeral only costs about $35,000 to $40,000. So you're taking out the money that if you didn't have a policy at all, you wouldn't have the money. So being that you have the money, and they also add to your policy as well. Depending on what company you use, let's say your policy is 15%. They might add 3.5% to your policy. So there's your money and their money, right? So you
No,
borrow
it's
from
not.
that money.
It's just your money.
Okay.
It's just your money. It's not their money.
Okay, so when you take out from this money to start a traditional, decent, smart-minded brand, or you invest the money into something that's going to build money fast, right?
It's
Let's
just your
say,
money.
okay, that's fine. Let's say you put the money in whatever,
So give an
Elon Musk or
example.
some dumb shit like that. Let's
Okay.
give you an example, right? And your money quadruples, it builds fast, right? You can put the money back to pay what you owe, and now you're no longer living in poverty. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, listen. And this is the problem with the internet. People go watch these damn videos and they don't understand what's going on. First of all, he said, "Hey, you're not in debt. anytime you go get a loan, it's considered debt, even if it's a loan against yourself. So when you, if this is how it works. If you got $20,000 to pull out a life insurance policy, I'm just letting you know you done paid close to $80,000.
No, it's not true. It depends on your rate, bro. What you talking about? It depends on your rate.
Facts,
So
Trey. Facts. It depends on
hold
your
on.
rate.
Hold on. So I just want to be clear. So you think that if you put $20,000 in, you're gonna be able to take $20,000 out?
Hold on, one second. Say it again.
If you believe that you can put 20,000 in, you're gonna be able to take 20,000 out.
No,
you just said it's your money, so you can take it out. It's your money.
No. They're not gonna. No. They're not gonna let you. If you put 20,000 in, they're not gonna let you put 20,000 out. They're gonna cap you and only gonna let you take out a certain amount of money.
Even if that's true, let's say you take out 15. If that's enough to jumpstart your profitable business and you pay the money back, you're still not living in poverty. That's
if you put 20,000 in, sir, you're not getting 15.
No. I think the point that I'm trying to help you on, typically what you
but I understand what you're saying.
I know. I'm just saying, typically what you can pull out is somewhere close to 30% or less of what you have contributed. So if I want to pull out $20,000, I have had to already contribute $80,000
for sure.
And so now what I'm gonna do is I done gave these people 80,000. And I would say, hey, can you give me 20 back of the 1,000 that I done gave you, the 80,000? And they said, well, if I'm gonna give it back to you, you gotta pay some interest on the money that you. Yeah. And then you say, and so I'm telling you, I'd rather you put the $80,000 in a savings account and you just go and ask the white man for 20,000. I'm just telling you, like, if you really think, if I'm gonna pay interest, it better be somebody else's money.
I got you, but I think what Wolf is saying that, right? Let's say somebody has a life insurance policy and they don't have anything else. They don't have any assets or anything. So how are you going to go to the bank and convince them to let you borrow 20,000? Either man, help us out.
Easy. If I go to the bank, I don't know why people don't understand how this
works. I'm asking you to, because there's people literally in the chat. Hold on real quick, man. It's people in the chat saying this is a great conversation, correct? So I'm saying we doing this for educational purpose in a sense. Let's say in a sense. Okay.
So to make a complex question into a simple answer, right? If I had $20,000 in the bank and I went to a bank and said, hey, check this out. I want to get a loan for 20,000. And I have the 20,000, but I need
hold on, E-Man. I'm cutting you off because Wolf example was this person didn't have anything. They're struggling.
No, he did have it. They had it because they gave it to the life insurance.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So, because if we do it apples to apples, what I'm saying is they had $80,000 that they gave to this life insurance. If that same $80,000
life insurance.
Hello, the same 80,000. If I was to go to a bank and say, hey, I need a loan for 20,000 because I have $80,000 in this account, most banks would say, hey, you have enough money that you're not a financial risk. Do you agree with that, Wolf?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree with that.
So the point that I'm making is when people start, if people can do what they want to do, when people start talking about this life insurance and say, oh, I can do something that I normally would not be able to do. If you had that $80,000, any bank would give you $20,000.
Man, can I ask you a question? When you work, you're a little older than me, right? I've been working over 20-something years. I'm 38.
Oh, no, you're older than me.
Okay, well, my bad then. So I've been working over 20 years, right? So when you have a 401k plan, can you or can you not borrow against your 401k?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm using my personal experience, right? I got let go from a job maybe 3-4 years ago, right? And I had like $4 or $5 grand in my 401k. So being let go from the job, I didn't have the money I needed to pay the rent at the time, right? So I took that money out to pay the rent. So they gave me a majority of the money. So But how 401ks work for people that don't know in the chats, whatever, the company puts whatever you put to it and they add to your 401k. So let's say your 401k is 4.5%. They take that out your check every single week. So you put 4.5%. The company that you work for currently puts the same 4.5% in your account for your 401k. So let's say we didn't use life insurance, we use 401k. Would that still be a good idea to start to invest or start a small business using your 401k plan, knowing that when you got the business started, you could put the money right back?
No. So you gave two different examples, Wolf, right? The first example you gave, Wolf, was you said, hey, I couldn't pay my everyday bills and I'm going to be homeless if I don't pull this money, right? I understand if a person pulls that money, right? I even think they shouldn't, but I understand if that happens because they need their everyday tasks. When starting a business, and I think people don't understand this, starting a business, you have an 80% failure rate. Most people gonna fail. And when you take income, this is a book that I encourage people to read, right? It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. It's one of the best financial books you can ever read. And what I'm saying is, if I take this money that it took me 15, 20 years to invest, and I put it in a high failure rate business, it's not a calculated decision. I'm gambling.
Okay, so I should have specified earlier. Do you know that there's places in different cities across the 52 states, right, that they have dollar properties you can buy from the bank?
It's not 52
Let's say,
states.
well, I think it's Puerto Rico and something else, but whatever, 50 states, whatever. Let's say whatever. Who cares? What I'm saying is, do you know that there's dollar properties you can buy, you can fix and revamp? Like let's say you pull some money out from someplace, but there's life insurance, your 401k plan, and you decided to come in with your cousin and your brother or your dad, whoever, and put money on a small property and revamp it and rebuild it.
That's how
You could
T-Pain
literally
went broke. That's how T-Pain went broke. Literally what you're saying is T-Pain, we talking a multimillionaire. He went into Florida. He said, oh, let me buy all these small little places. And he had to file bankruptcy because he was taking money he had money in the bank that he was getting interest over
that's
interest.
a bad example. T-Pain
That's
blew
a
a lot of
great
money on.
example because
No, you know why it's not? He blew a lot of money on bullshit. This man had a house that cost $200 million with an elevator in it. He blew a lot of money on bullshit, bro. So what are you talking about?
You missing what I'm saying. This idea that people have enough common sense to be able to make sound investments, not to lose their investment, is bad advice. It is horrible advice, Wolf.
No, the advice I'm giving is see what the advice I'm giving now and pay you $100 an hour, $200 an hour for a financial advisor and ask somebody to say the same thing I'm saying right now.
And the financial advisor, the financial advisor gonna say,
wait.
Don't borrow. I'm telling you what financial advisor, I have a financial advisor. He's gonna say, don't go borrow money from your life insurance to try to make money. He's gonna tell you, well, don't go borrow money from your 401k to try to make money. He's gonna say, stop worrying about those eggs. And this is what my financial advisor told me. He said, go and find new eggs to invest in all this stuff. Like that's the part, Wolf, that people miss. People try to move one basket to the next, and every time you move your eggs, Wolf, it's a high risk. So what I'm telling you is, leave those eggs over there.
I'm saying,
get off. Most people need to get off their butt and go make some new eggs.
Most people don't have any eggs. They live in paycheck to paycheck. So if you can borrow some money to put or invest in something that makes more money for you, why not do that? I said this several times during our conversation.
You're gonna be in a worse situation.
Most people,
you're gonna be in a worse situation.
I understand. What I'm saying is, Edelman, this is not my first time talking to you, bro. You're in a good position.
Hey, Wolf, real quick, I'm gonna be honest with you. What he's saying in the grand scheme of things is correct. The average person is gonna put themselves in a worse situation, but I do understand what you're saying, and I do agree with you as well. Hey Willie, you say you gonna straighten it out, man. Where you at, nigga?
Yeah, all I'm saying is I see it all the time.
Yeah, for
Trey,
sure.
niggas go out here and say, let me get this quick little loan, let me do this flip. They go to the casino, they go buy some houses on the west side of Atlanta, and guess what? And they lose it all because they trying to do a
Yeah.
flip. We need to stop thinking about flipping, and we need to find a way to make new eggs. I don't know why people don't understand. It's not that your eggs are not working where they at. You need to go out and hustle. Go
Yeah.
get it
E
out the
man, you're not
mud.
hearing me. Most people don't have any eggs, bro. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck with no money. I'm just saying, if you could get you something, I know niggas right now that I'm close friend, like my brother under the flesh, and we're not even related by blood at all. That took money, sports bet it, they flip the bread, and they coming off good. Everybody's different, bro.
Hey, E, how many push-ups are we doing? I gotta join
Nah,
that.
I'm messing with Trey, man. I'm supposed to be in the gym and I'm over here yelling, so I still gotta work out.
Oh, all right. Hey, I ain't trying to be messy or anything like that. I thought there was a hundred push-up debt that needed to be paid. Was that ever paid?
I don't know about that. I only can be accountable for me as a man. I can't be accountable for nobody else. But I'm just saying, man, this is how everybody trick black people out of money. Go get this money. And I'm just saying, black people are like the easiest people to get tricked out of money. And I did it. What I'm telling you is I could have took the money from somewhere else. And me and my brother, we just came and had a real conversation. I said, hey, bro, can you go hustle and get your half? I said, yeah, I'll go hustle and get my half. We went to go hustle and we got more eggs. I don't know why people don't understand. Just go get more eggs.
I think the point you made, E, about most businesses failing too is like key to, again, I feel like having optimism and being positive is always the way to go. But just, when you look at the statistics, like most businesses don't succeed anyway. So just from that, I would want to avoid creating more debt to go into a plan that, most likely isn't probably going to produce a six-figure return, like, because that's just not the reality for most starting businesses, which is why I agree with you, Trey, when you brought up the stock market and then I mentioned mutual funds. Like, to me, like, that's like, again, and I'm just learning this. Like I said, I didn't learn all of this till I was 30 years old, bro. Like, this was information that, like, yeah, like, if you could just put your money somewhere where you literally don't have to worry about it doing anything, like, it's going to accumulate for you. I feel like that's a great start.
Yeah, so
I
but
definitely.
this is what I want. Like I'm telling you, man, please pick up a book. I'm telling you, if you read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, you start looking at money totally different. You supposed to be actually going into more sure, and it's no guarantees. But I kind of get what you said. Like if a person says, hey man, I'm gonna invest this money into the stock market, they said they're gonna invest in the index, all these different things. I understand that. But don't move money to make money. Usually every time you move it, it's gonna be a fee. And then once you move that money, you typically put it in a higher risk than what it was currently in.
I agree, especially since the conversation was trying to get rid of debt anyway. Creating more debt to me just seems counterproductive to that whole goal. So I agree with that.
Let me be clear. There is an exception to the rule. Listen, I would say it's 10% of black people who really can take the principle that Woody say and do what Trey said, turn it into a six-figure business. I get that. But what I'm telling you, from being in business, you typically most people gonna go through this thing 3 to 5 years before they make a profit in business. They're not gonna just like what Wolf was painting out. Yeah, you take this money, 90 days, now you at a profit, you put this money back. And the reason I keep talking about make more eggs, because you know what happened in my business? I had to double down. I had to invest. Like the biggest thing is you got to have the mindset that I can go make some more eggs because if my business require me to make more money, you know what? I got to be in a situation that I can go get some more eggs. That's why people business fail because they literally trying to hit a home run. And I understand I'm trying to finish the game. I'm okay with getting to first base, second base, third base, and home. I don't care that I had a good ending. I'm trying to have a good game. And guess what? You need to be able to make some more eggs. Is somebody talking? Nope.
Brother
What?
Willie, man, I'm trying to hear what he got. I seen him on here. I know he got some great financial insight to add to this. I'm definitely trying to hear what he has to say.
We can't hear you, Willie, if you're talking. Can y'all hear Willie?
No, I can't hear him.
Oh, he's still getting himself together. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And then people say, hey, you know what?
Check.
I ain't got. Yeah, I can hear you. I think you got an echo. But yeah, even when people say, I ain't got no eggs, well, you worrying about the wrong thing. You need to go worry about making some eggs. Don't worry about if you ain't got no eggs, you don't need to be worrying about creating no business.
What are we calling? What is eggs? What are eggs? What are we talking about?
So the conversation we was having is Wolf said, hey, get a life insurance policy. Borrow that life insurance money and invest it in a business. And I was like, hey, Wolf, that's not a good idea because if most businesses don't succeed, and that's not going to be enough typically for you to sustain that business, you got to have the mindset that you can be able to go make more money. Eggs are referring to making more money, right? Eggs, like putting all your eggs in one basket. I think everybody say don't put all your eggs in one basket. I said I put all my eggs in one basket, and if I needed some more eggs, I'm just gonna go make some more eggs. That's kind of the reference that we're talking about, Willie. So what you think about that so far?
I can see the validity in what you're talking about, and I'll concede that there's a certain group of people that works for. As usual, Wolf Stacks is way the fuck out of left field with the life insurance piece. Everybody should have life insurance. If you want to make sure that black people stop getting killed by police, if they all had insurance policies, that shit will stop quickly. And it's not because the police will be any less, or any more sympathetic or empathetic towards black people. They'll get tired of these insurance companies investigating these unlawful shootings, and those companies can move. The insurance companies can affect the type of change we would have to have. But people, I also agree that people's mindset is probably going to be the largest impediment they have into becoming financially sound or even financially literate. Most people don't want to read. They say if you want to hide something from a black person, you put it in a book. I did hear you mention The Richest Man in Babylon. That's definitely not the first book somebody should read if they don't understand money. I'd put that like in the second tier of books they need to read because that book is teaching you about the concept of money, not how money works. And most people don't know how money works. I would say that the majority of people watching this or that hear this think that using a debit card is better than using a credit card. I would also say that the majority of people who are watching this would think that the best way to get rich or to become financially feasible or stable is to not have debt. And those two things are categorically untrue. So,
because a lot of white people use debt just to make money.
It's not white people. A lot of people in the world use debt to make money. Once I realized how to leverage debt in order to create passive income, that's when the game changed. Like, I was doing the consulting stuff for a while. I got into Section 8 investing and started collecting those houses and shit. We 8 figures in debt. And the monthly is crazy.
But
So
that's dangerous, Willie. Willie, that's dangerous telling somebody like Woody that. Wolf that.
it's not dangerous to tell anybody anything. It's what's dangerous is if you tell someone who's not prepared for it and then they choose to go access it. I can give you the information and I can also tell you what you need to go do in order to do it. It's on you. You have to take the onus and do the due diligence to one, verify the information, and then two, come up with the plan to go do that. Like, I can tell you somebody how to shoot a gun. If they go get a gun and think they John Wick after that, that's on them. So nothing about imparting knowledge is dangerous to anybody. It's what it becomes dangerous when that person, especially when they have the agency to choose, like for a grown up people that have this conversation. There's nothing. There's no danger in it. And as far as the risk inside, leveraging debt, the only concern you have is to make sure that you have the underlying asset is performing and it's outperforming the debt service, and that's not difficult to do. It's not difficult to do in the spaces that I do it in. I don't. We were talking about moving money and not moving money from one place because if you move it to somewhere, it's probably going to be a higher risk. I don't think that I don't think that I agree with that either, because if you are moving money like from brokerage accounts, you can negotiate your fees. Like that's one of the things about being a investor, having a brokerage account and being active with it. You can negotiate pretty much anything on that fee sheet or on that term sheet they give you.
So no. When I say moving, I mean from one asset to the other, right? So say for example, if I have a house and I want to take equity out of that house, I'm typically going to pay a healthy fee to take equity out of that. To take money out of, for example, what he said was life insurance. I'm not saying me moving my money from one account to another. That's not the point that I was making. I was just usually with taking from one asset to build a new asset. I'm telling you, people who don't have the financial wit to do that. Remember, this whole conversation Trey said was, what will we tell the majority, right? Not the minority, right? I want to be clear. So when I'm giving,
I would tell the majority the same thing. I would. There's no difference than what I would tell them. I would tell everybody to do the same thing, and then I would focus on the minority of that people, the smaller, the few people who actually go do it. For example, I was telling Trey and anybody who would listen to me to buy Bitcoin starting in 2015 when I got it. I'm telling everybody like, hey, buy this, buy the dip, buy this, and people was like, they didn't listen. And now people are trying to go get their first, $10,000 in Bitcoin when it was 115 grand when they could have bought 10 Bitcoin for $1,000 or $340 when I first started talking about it. So that's not. I'm not worried about it. I didn't tell anybody anything different when I was doing that the entire time. I told everybody who could hear under the sound of my voice they should be going to buy this stuff. And then now I only deal with the minority, the few people who actually did it, because they're the action takers. And they did this. They did what they're supposed to do. They did the due diligence. They said, okay, you know what? Worst case scenario, this goes bad. I'll blow $5,000. But now I got 25 Bitcoin. Just sit here and hold it and see what happens. And then the people who held it, look at them now. And they probably cashed out at 100,000, or turn 5,000 into $2 million.
So when it comes down to Bitcoin, because inside of crypto world, I think people don't talk about it. This is when I can build a portfolio in crypto and I can borrow against that. What do you think about that?
The rates that you're gonna get for borrowing against crypto are going to be pretty high. What I would suggest anybody do is to treat their crypto accounts like it's a saving account. One of the things that I've done is that once Bitcoin was rising and I knew that it was on a bull run, I went in the Forex market, opened up long positions. So I bought Bitcoin and then rode it all the way up to I think $1.20. And then once it dropped down, hit 115, I went to a short sale and I've been shorting it. I have my short position still open now. So I've been shorting it since it was at 115 and it's at 67, 68 right now. So what I do with the profits from that is I take those profits and turn it into Solana, and then I go stake Solana. And the money that you make off of staking Solana is significant. Just don't do it on Coinbase. You got to do it inside one of your own wallets. And if you do that, then that's a great safety net for people. It's non-volatile. Solana's been pretty stable, and it's not volatile. And then the returns are also not volatile. So I treat my crypto accounts like it's a savings account. I won't touch any of my crypto money until I'm 45. Or if the Dallas Cowboys go for sale, I'll try to be a minority owner in that. And clear, I didn't get to hear what he was talking about, so I can't say he was lying. But again, he was talking, so I know he was wrong.
No, I was just gonna say you're just gonna have to wait for Jerry to pass if you're trying to get some of that stake.
Man, listen, if I know that I'll never ever own the Cowboys for real, but I would. One of my goals has always been to have enough money to do a little something if they were for sale. So be like he's gonna go get 2% of the team, 3%, just enough that I can go get tickets to any game I want to, any seat I want. Get a box, something like that. That's
I'm
it.
rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, bro. You gonna make it happen.
Shit, I fuck around about the Wizards. I'm up here in DC now, and they just let Bam drop 83 on them.
Oh, that's where I stay at. I'm in. That's you in my side, my stomping grounds, brother.
Yeah, I'm in PG County, chump.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm
That's what's
from.
up.
I'm from PG. I'm not there no more, but I'm from PG. I grew up in PG.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
I'm ready to get the fuck
So
out of
you
here.
could okay. So you could kind of speak to what I was saying yesterday. Then, are you from Are you from here?
Hell no, I'm from Dallas.
Are you from Dallas? Okay, well, I'm not sure how Dallas work, but what I was saying here, since you've been here, or whoever that is that said they're from here, we grew up seeing black people with money, right? So, because in DC, is a lot of black folks that's well off, similar to Atlanta. So my mindset on how I'm able to see things, that was played a huge part in that, and that was my point. I was like, man, for me to then turn around and just assume everybody had that is me projecting my lifestyle on folks that they might not have been privileged of having. And it took for me to go to places like when I went to Mississippi and when I went to Alabama, places with the resources that they don't have what I have here, and it make sense to me when I did that. So that was my Trey, I agree with you. I don't want you to think that I was just trying, like, me and you agree, bro. I just think we disagree on the only thing we disagree on was the what to do with it. When you brought up the Kanye example with the 400, like, bro, all I was saying was they need to bring those resources back to where they belong. That's all I'm saying. We so far behind the eight ball, bro. I believe to assume that everybody can just do what Brother Willie is doing, or do what other folks who have clearly have advances out here that most of us don't, is just not a realistic conversation. We got to start from somewhere, and I feel like that's where the starting point is. But I'm with you though, bro. I promise you, I am. Like, I'm not, like, I'm with you. We got to find a way to get those resources that certain people are able to generate and bring them where they're most needed, and find a way to build our own infrastructure to where we don't have to go from outside of the community, because that's how other communities do it, man. It's a reason why Coca-Cola is at every NFL game, every NBA game. Like, these people keep their money inside, they keep it inside their infrastructure. They're gonna make sure that their money stays where we need to get to that point, and we got to start somewhere. So that's all I was saying, Trey. People who are able to generate that money, and like the example you used with Kanye, that's a great one. If Kanye was able to take that money he made, that you said it was, and do what you broke down as far as buying the grocery stores and investing, like, bro, that would go a long way, brother. Like, it really would.
There's no other place in America where black families do better than the black families do here in DC. It's like an average married couple from age over the age of 30. They have a net worth of $222,000. If you look at
Facts.
that same measure for Georgia and Atlanta, the average net worth is $5,000. So
Okay.
one of the things that I do appreciate about being up here is, like, they call it Chocolate City and they say it's excellence, all of that. It is. It's nice. Like, outside of, like, the dating, or for like looking for women types, or if you're even looking for a wife, if you just wanted to be out here and connect with black excellence, or people who are doing things that look like you, DC, this area, the DMV is a really good spot. Because since I've been up here, everybody that I've met up here, does at least well. I still don't really fuck with nobody up here, but
No, I get it.
yeah, they still they do at least they do well. So what I'm saying, it's not a whole lot of flea shit. I've some of the connections that I've made, with some of the heavier, with the higher earning people that I've made here, and they're not, they don't have like the Atlanta crab in a barrel. I don't want to help nobody mindset. These people up here try to work with you because they know that, well, if you making the money and you're doing something they're not doing and they have the money to do it, they want to get with you so you can show them. So like when I was doing a mentorship, I took on a bunch of mentors for the Section 8, investing and stuff. And once I opened it, I said I had 100 slots. I had 100 slots, and I did them 10 at a time. And the first 10, I was charging $5K, for the mentorship. By the time I opened up to 30, I was charging $25K, and still was able to fill it up. And now seeing all these people going out and like this network that I've been able to build with these people, just all from just in this area, just from going to networking events and meet and greets and stuff, talking about it and sitting down and showing people the process. It's been crazy. This is a great place for a black businessman to make money. If you have any type of business interest or you're doing anything in business, this is where you need to be. Especially if you want, be in the real estate or the tech space. This is probably the easiest. This is probably like the path of least resistance is definitely here. When I lived in Texas, I would still have to come up here once a month just because I had meetings with clients or whoever that they always wanted to be here. Like their headquarters are here. They wanted to meet here. I'd get them. I would just, try to finesse them with some barbecue or some Mexican food to get them to come to Texas. But for the most part, I was still up here. So now living here and seeing it every day, it's like the neighborhood that I live in, like two of the mentees I got, I met at the not the HOA meeting, but like the community meeting that we have up here sometimes. We have it quarterly. I met them, and then one of them just said that he saw me on a flyer when I went and spoke about it. And then another one, he saw me when I went and spoke at the Black Manosphere Convention in Miami, and he talked about it. So he reached out. Like everybody's getting money. It's up here, $200,000 is $100,000 in Texas. So, and it's a lot of people making $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 up here.
Hey, question, Willie. When did you go up to the DC area? Was it before 2008 or after 2008?
I got here the summer of 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I left the DMV in 2016. So I saw the spike in 2008 when the markets crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the only area or one of the only significant areas that was able to weather that crash that was affecting everybody, throughout the United States. So what started happening, I started seeing a lot of people come up there and I started hearing their accent. I said, yo, where you from? It was like, oh, I'm from Georgia. Yeah, we just trying to get a piece of the pie. So since then, the population for people to come up there to try to do or get something has significantly like increased because people see that, oh, I just need to go to the DC area and just try and I can at least make something. So I appreciate you that you validated that statement.
Yeah, when I was here in 2016, I was living in Hanover. I had just moved back from Dubai and was starting my consulting firm. So I was living. I didn't know I was in the DMV at the time, obviously, but I was living in Hanover, which is northeastern Maryland.
Yeah.
So I never left there though. I would go handle my business, doing what I was doing, and if I wanted to leave, I would get on the plane and go somewhere else. I flew out almost every weekend because I hated up here. So then I moved back to Texas in 2017. But when I first got out of the Navy in 2015, I looked at coming up here because I went to the MGM. They had just opened. So I wanted to come up here, go see what the poker room was like. And then while I was up here, I met with a realtor and she was showing me some townhomes that, were going to be coming up, like 9 months down the line. They were $400,000. So I'm like, man, I'm not buying no fucking property up here. I'm trying to get back to Texas. So I just, I rented a penthouse while I lived here, stayed there for a year I was here, and then boom, come back. I moved back here in 21. That exact same penthouse, like that I walked the model of, is $1.3 million now.
Yep.
And every time I would drive past it, because I ended up living over there anyway. Funny enough. So every time I walk past it, I'll get sick to my stomach a little bit because I know I could have got that shit for like $440.
You talking about Fort Washington area or
No, National Harbor.
Yeah, that's for like yeah. I
Oh
know
yeah, that is Fort Washington. You're right.
Okay.
So yeah. So
more Oxon Hill, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how big Oxon Hill is. Because anyway, there's a part of Oxon Hill that ain't National Harbor. But so every time I walk past it, man, I get I get sick. But what that feeling though is the reason why I haven't missed on an opportunity that's been presented to me since, because I know what that feels like, and I understand knowing the type of things that I want to do, and and the fact that I may spend money like I sell drugs. I always want to make sure that I have the passive income coming in, because I don't believe in spending money that I work for. A lot of the reason why people think things are expensive or they feel poor is because they are literally trading their time for these things. Like they're trading time for money and then using that money that they traded their time for to go purchase things. So once I was able to get out of that and not be doing that, I've made it a point now that it's not that if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it shit. It's if you had to work for it. If what you're doing, if you went and had to go do 4 hours worth of work to go make the $2,000 that this bag costs, then I'm not buying it. So
you basically made your time your most valuable asset. Basically,
that's the first thing that you realize when you get out of living from check to check, and you get to a point where you're super comfortable. You don't even have to have a lot of money, but when you just know, like if you want to go do something, you don't have to worry about what it costs. You buy a plane ticket. You buy a plane ticket last minute. You're not checking your account. You're not transferring money. We're not worried about what your balance is. Once you get to that point, that's when you start understanding like the time and money flip, because the only people who realize that are people who aren't pressed for money, because to them, like they don't realize that they're pressed for time too. But that money, being pressed for money, you feel it. That's a sense of urgency. That's like something that's like almost tangible that you feel because you got bills, life, gas. So it's a tangible feeling almost. And time is just, an afterthought. I ain't got to worry about staying healthy, all this other shit, right? Because, you got to work. So you want to work. And then, being a father, that's when I also saw that like I'm not doing shit that I don't want to do anything that takes me away from my kids. So again, I wasn't willing to go to work. Everything was on my time, and I made sure that as I built my company, I removed myself from the day-to-day of that company, because if you're still working for a company, you're an employee. You're saying you're owner employee, and I didn't want to do that because my son. The only thing that I commit to every year is coaching my son's football team. That's the only time commitment that I have is that during and his baseball team. But when he's got an activity going, I'm heavily involved in that. That's the only time commitment that I'm willing to make at current. Regardless of what other businesses I got going, whatever my staff needs, I've hired people to make those decisions, so I don't have to. They can't come to me. It's how you have to build a system. And most people never get their businesses to a point where they turn it into a system. They're just going to work in their business, make a little extra money than they would if they were working for somebody else, and then do that for 20 years and retire nicer. If you can build a system that's scalable and repeatable, and you can teach that to other people, that should have retired you in 3 or 4 years.
I'm glad you brought up that key point. I think that's one of the biggest issues that a lot of people, not just the Black community, but everybody, you only got one life. So why are you investing time as if you can get time back? Once you spend time, you can't get that back. If you're 45 and you turn 46, you're just like, oh yeah, let me go back to do the stuff when I was 45. It's like your body's not the same.
100%.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
You agree? I didn't have any regrets, man, until I look back even being in the military, the time I missed with my kids, and I see like my older two sons. Like I never had any regrets in life until I started thinking about that. And what if I could go back in time, would I do it differently? And once that, I was honest with myself, it was true. Yeah, I would have definitely done it differently. I would have focused more so on being a father. I would have focused on more so on, not serving my country and then, serving my family. Because by doing that, I had to let my sons stay with their mothers because I was in the military. So that's that's my biggest regret in life is putting the military before putting my family. Hindsight being 2020, looking forward, it's just not something I'm doing now. So I have 2 younger children, that are 9 and 4. I have them full time. It's nothing that's taking me away from them. I pick them up, drop them off. I go to appointments. I'm the one with the teacher's name, so I focus on that. I've missed some amazing opportunities by choice because it took me away from. It would have made me miss one of my son's football practices, let alone a game, or it would make me miss something my son wanted me to do. He wanted to go to the movies, and so instead of going to meet a client, close a deal, I send somebody else who might not negotiate as well as I do, so we don't get a good deal. But that time that I missed with my son, would have been worth so much more to me than the extra 100,000 I could have got on the back end or the front end. So I prioritize my time that way now. So it's not about money.
Facts.
I can lose all the money in the world that if I've made $20 million, I can lose $22 million today and make it back within 3-4 years. I know it because once you do it once, you can do it again. But I can never get the time back that I spend or that I missed with my kids or with just my friends and family. So that's my priority. So I'm not motivated by money now. Like money doesn't move me.
I'm the same way. That's like right now I'm about to go get out this stream and go get my son lunch. I literally, like when my son told me, Dad, I don't like the lunch food. So guess what? I cook or I go buy something healthy. Like I go get them Chipotle literally every day. Like that's what you want. Guess what? I don't care. No amount of money is gonna stop me from spending when you tell me you don't like the food at school because I don't need you at school hungry.
You gotta work harder, not harder, Trey. You better DoorDash that shit to the school.
No. I rather do it. I rather do it. I rather go myself. Like real talk.
My son's school is a 6-minute walk from where I live.
Yeah, it's kind of how mine is. Yeah, mine is literally right here.
That's
like
dope. You get to get cardio in and all that.
In the car, it takes 30 seconds to get to my son's school, but I'm gonna go.
But I think I let him ride the bus because I want him, to have that experience. So he rides the bus, but the bus stop is at the corner of my street. So when he get off, I see him. He got a phone and I got a GPS tracker, sewn into him a couple years ago.
100%.
Yeah, I had it installed right behind his kidney. But
hey, I'm about to hop off this joint, Trey. Man,
really?
I appreciate you for letting me on here.
No, hell no, man. I'm just playing.
I'm about to say what?
I'm just
that nigga said the GPS installed behind the kidney. I'm like, hey, what you got going?
No, I just can find my kids all the time. So big dog. I got GPS trackers. I got not Apple tags, but sewn in his backpack.
Yeah.
3 of them in his backpack. I got one in each strip and then one inside a pocket that's inside another pocket. And then he got an iPhone. So
for sure.
Ain't nobody kidnapping him.
Nah, that what it do. Well, man, I'm finna get off here, man. Get this boy this food, man. I'll be back on tonight. For sure.
Go to Chipotle, my goddamn self. Good call, Trey. Appreciate you, champ.
Thank you for your service too, Willie, man.
I appreciate your support, big dog. It was fun. I had a blast.
Yeah, the same, Willie. Appreciate your service, man.
All right. Likewise, big dog. Y'all be safe.
All right, family.
Yep.